Hello and welcome to Big Finish Fans 2. We're back sooner than we anticipated. And sorry for the delay, we got sidetracked about talking about the lovely Big Finish. In tonight's show, we are talking about the news we've had in January, and of course we'll be doing a review of Light at the end of the 50th anniversary audio, what we talked quite a lot about as a good starting place for Doctor Who on Big Finish. So yeah, I'm your host, Smith11. Let's see who we've got on tonight's show. So, Shazum.
Hello, this is TJ Productions back again.
Hello, this is TARDIS Guy 123 back again. And Pertwee, did you just say we got sidetracked by talking about Big Finish, and that sidetracked us from talking about Big Finish?
Yes, because we forgot to go live.
Well, yeah, we were talking to ourselves for the last 25 minutes. So, next.
Hello, I'm 10% back again for the second Big Fans Hangout.
Hello, Gustavus the Fipster here, back and better than ever.
So that's all the niceties done. Let's go on to the lovely news, because January's been quite a jam-packed month for Big Finish news. So should we go on to releases? So we've had the Fourth Doctor novel adaptations, the Romance of Crime and the English Way of Death. I don't think any of us own them. Do any of you guys own it? Technically, or have you listened to any of it?
I own it.
I've got it arriving, but I don't have it.
I've got both of the
arrived.
staff editions, and I've listened to both of them.
How was it?
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on them then?
I think they're very interesting. They're very much in the style of the City of Death, I'd say, but they've got their own unique stuff as well. You know, and they're also quite dark stories, but they've got a lot of humour in them too, so that's quite nice. The Romance of Crime, especially, has the humour from the Ogrons. They're very funny in it, and the English Way of Death just has a lot of funny characters, I feel. Also, some quite dark elements as well. So if you like those kind of black comedies, I guess you could say, then I'd definitely go for them.
Yeah, I mean, the Romance of Crime seems to be the one that's not attracting me as much as the English Way of Death.
Yeah, I've read the books of them. As far as I can remember, they are really good stories. They do link to season 17 a little bit. Not like bad like Nightmare of Eden or Horns of Nymon, but yeah, City of Death as mentioned. They are good stories, dark humour, and I remember, I do remember funny elements in it as well, but I can't really picture it as the Fourth Doctor novel adaptations because I haven't listened to it yet.
Would you say it's got any bits of Sharda? Because that's quite a very famous Fourth Doctor story.
Yeah, I guess it has.
Maybe English Way of Death? I can't really remember the books, I can't. Maybe a little bit to English Way of Death, just a tiny bit.
So Tom, don't you download them first then before you get them in the post?
So, no, I got it from Amazon, not Big Finish.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, it's like 25 quid on Amazon, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got it.
26.
I did the cheaper way. I still haven't got it.
I did the same. I think that you just got to get it off a different place for the special editions.
Yeah, Big Finish usually take forever for me, but now Amazon are taking the crap as well.
Mm.
Did you go for the Amazon Prime?
I did whatever one was 26 quid, that's the one I went for.
Yeah, I went for the
So
sort
I
of
believe
free
it was.
postage. Another release we had, and this is going to be Kai's favourite, which is Dark Shadow's Bloodlust, because he's got it.
Yes.
So off you go, Gustav.
Yeah, it is a really cracking series so far with Bloodlust. It's kind of like Dark Shadows, it's kind of like that soap opera in a sense, but with more vampires and werewolves and stuff like that. And so it's like it starts off with a murder mystery. As you go through the series, you discover more clues, and by the end, you're going to find out who the murderer is. I mean, at the moment, they released about 9 episodes, and there's only 4 episodes left. But it's really ramped up the pressure now, and there's lots of really exciting stuff going on. It's kind of unlike anything Big Finish has done before. Like I said, it's more like a serial drama rather than a typical 1-hour play. It's fairly standalone. This is more continuous, so you need to listen to the whole series, otherwise it's really redundant just to get 1 episode. It's really good so far, really engaging stuff. The performances are great. I mean, they released.
Tom, you've delved into the.
Sorry,
Oh,
Kai was
Yeah.
still talking.
No, I was just
sorry.
going to say they released a podcast on the midway point of the series, which explains everything really. So just listen to that, and you'll be safe to just go into it and just have a listen.
Yeah. You've delved into the Dark Shadows line, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I just want to ask Kai a question. Does Bloodlust feel like Hammer Horror in a way, Hammer House of Horror, when you look at
Yeah,
it?
there's definitely some Hammer horror elements. Like I said, there are werewolves and vampires and stuff like that. So in that kind of respect, there is. It just there's not blatant horror at this point in the series. It's more character and developing that kind of subplot and sense. But yeah, there's Dark Shadows in general. There are elements of Hammer horror.
Yeah, that's what I know, because I love Hammer House of Horror. Yeah, as Ben was saying, I also dived in the Dark Shadows finally, and this was my first one. It was The Creeping Fog, and right away I said, wow, this is just an absolutely fantastic story. Really mysterious characters, even though there's just two. I just look at them. John Cunningham, which was played by Matthew Waterhouse, actually really good as the role, being it's very mysterious to his character, like do you trust him or not and all like that, and very thick atmosphere when they're trapped in I think it's a museum in this one with the fog is surrounding. It's a really good story and I love it. There's no breaks in it, no cliffhangers. It's just 60 minutes all going through and beyond. It's brilliant, and I cannot wait to listen to my other ones arrive, and I've got one of them which I will not say, and another one which I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, I probably will be diving into Bloodlust. That's thanks to Kai.
There's an interesting point there because Matthew Waterhouse is in, obviously, Bloodlust playing Andrew Cunningham, so we can assume he's a descendant of, said, John Cunningham from The Creeping Fog. Obviously, you don't need to know about that if you go into the series. But that's a good
You
choice.
don't need to listen to it.
But no, you don't need to listen to any. You don't need to listen to any Dark Shadows. The end of Bloodlust was designed to be the new listeners, so they can go into it and hopefully enjoy Dark Shadows. It's for fans who appreciate it, but also for new listeners who want to try that. It's an ideal starting point. And there he is, Mr. Quentin Collins himself, played by David Selby, brilliantly played by David Selby.
Oh yeah, David Selby is brilliant.
He was quite grumpy at Big Finish Day 6 from what I saw of him.
Yeah.
So then we have the other two Doctor Who releases. We had from the monthly range Mistfall, the first part of the new E-Space trilogy, where we see the Fifth Doctor and co return to Alzarius. So does anybody want to start on their thoughts of Mistfall?
I'll go first if that's okay with everyone else.
Yeah, that's fine. That's hunky dory.
Yeah, I think it was quite a good start to the trilogy. I think there's a lot of hate for it on the Big Finish forums and whatnot, which I don't entirely understand. Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't entirely understand at all. But you know, I quite like the story. It was surprisingly short as well, actually.
Episode 2 was 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just over 90 minutes from what I've
Very
heard.
short.
Especially after the
It's
Sixth Doctor trilogy, which had loads of long episodes in it. Because I mean, they were so long that the Widow's Assassin, you couldn't fit all the extras on there. But hopefully, Equilibrium will be longer episodes.
I don't like the look of that one. Can I go next?
It doesn't seem like.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, go.
Oh, right, thank you. Well, yeah, Mistfall, the parts of it aren't very long, so the story's rather undeveloped and rushed for me. Some of the supporting characters didn't really appeal to me. One of them, but the Decider was probably the only good one who I really liked as a supporting character. As well, the Marshmen are very evolved. They're very different from Full Circle. But the only thing I see wrong with it, it's just undeveloped and rushed by Andrew Smith and the parts of 2. It's just it is a fast-paced story, but things were going too quickly and it was just rushed and undeveloped. Yeah, I'll say more in my review.
Yeah, I've recently reviewed Mistfall. Obviously, I think this story really does utilise all the elements of Alzarius, like Mistfall the river fruits and the spiders, and I think the sound design for the spiders is just brilliant, especially at the end of part 3. That is a brilliant bit of a moment there, and
Yeah.
it's definitely a good start to the trilogy because it leads into Equilibrium in the sense that it's
Pretty
got a
good
bit of a
cliffhanger.
So sort of, it's not one of those trilogies where you can sort of cherry pick. I want to get that story from this trilogy. It's one of those trilogies where
Nah,
Vine.
that's the thing with a Big Finish. Some trilogies you can do that, but some you can't.
It'd be nice if they indicated which ones.
You just gotta, like Project Destiny, you can't do it with that one.
You need the
Oh
other project.
gosh, that's a terrible.
You have to backtrack so much.
You actually the whole hex
Oh.
canon. Well, you're just gonna do it. You're gonna work at it.
I think that's why Hex has got so much criticism.
And no,
Because there's
his
so
last
many
series, was a very, people hated it because they wanted him to go in Gods and Monsters.
Yeah, I think there would have been a more appropriate ending for him. I mean, I haven't listened to the following trilogy after that. I listened to Gods and Monsters. That's a good ending for it. It just feels like they're extending it for no real reason. Just thinking, oh, we'll just keep him in beyond his natural life. And I think, man, that's just when the character's got to go, they've got to go.
I mean, it's been like 10 years, hasn't it?
Also,
Yeah. Obviously not
since the
continued for years, but 10 years since he was introduced.
Yeah. Also, we had the Exons now. Exons and Mistfall, as Luke said, these series got criticism because Big Finish are focused on the past in the sense that they are doing prequels and sequels to existing classic stories, and people just want brand new stories because Big Finish is meant to be, bringing us, new stories, but instead they're focusing in the past. The Exons, I have to say, is probably my second favourite Fourth Doctor adventure. I love part 1. I'm sad that Leela didn't get the use what she should have because
She was very underused, as I heard.
Yeah.
It's her type of story in the sense that it's got tribal people, against more highly advanced civilization. So I think this would have been very for Leela, and also Tom gets a bit of a bromance with Urgu, the tribal lord of this story. So if anybody wants to cover Exons, go away, cover Exons.
I don't have it. Well, yeah. Well, I've got it here, but I haven't listened to it, so I can't really comment on it.
I've listened to it, and I'd say it's... I don't know, I don't like it too much. I think it's a good story, but it's just not a great story, in my opinion. I might have to give it another listen at some point. But on my first listen, it just didn't captivate me as much as some of the other Fourth Doctor adventures did, such as Destroy the Infinite, King of Solitaire, and whatnot. And even Last of the Colophon, I enjoyed more. I don't know why I say even, because Last of the Colophon was a good story, but I think there was quite a bit of criticism towards that story. So, yeah, it's a good story, but not a great one. I think a bit like Death to the Daleks, to be honest.
Did you, Sorry, Ben, go ahead.
I think it's a very good prequel to Death to the Daleks as it leads up to it nicely. It's got the same... It echoes some of Death to the Daleks' ideas. With the beginning, somebody dies by, an arrow, for I remember, and somebody dies at the beginning of Death to the Daleks by a spear and then falls into a lake. I think Nick Briggs is the only person I think could write a Death to the Daleks prequel because that is his favourite story, and it would be a bit of a crime.
He said that in a documentary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, isn't there a kind of mystery about which species turns out to be the Exons? I mean, I don't know which one because I haven't listened to it, but isn't that kind of the point of the story? You don't know which species is going to turn out to be the Exons.
Yeah, but I think some people were throwing criticisms at it, saying it shouldn't have been called the Exons, and the Exons themselves should have been a mystery. And I'm not sure about that, I think.
Because in fairness, though, people criticise, they say, for them bringing back past villains, because really that's what Big Finish does. It raids the back catalogue of Doctor Who and makes it better in a sense, like prequels and sequels, stuff like that. And that's why people go to Big Finish, for nostalgia for the classic era. to listen to stories with more Fenric or more Daleks or etc. With the new series, it's different because the new series is meant to be progressive and do new things. It's the new series, or Big Finish is designed to be a homage to the classic era that everyone loved.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
That's why I think people, are criticizing it too much about it. What do you think, you people say that? Are you okay with them bringing classic monsters back in Big Finish? I think it's fine. I just think people are just arguing for nothing really about this.
I mean, just one point is that if you look at all the releases where they have a classic villain in the main range and then look at the rest, they actually have more releases without classic villains than they do with classic. It's just the classic ones you notice because they've been spelled out to you that it's got a villain in it.
Yeah.
So they're doing more original stories than classic rip-offs, inverted commas.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, if you people watching have any questions, please put them down below and we will answer them at the end of the hangout.
Just some questions.
Yeah, questions. Also, wasn't Gallifrey Intervention Earth released in January?
No, it was February.
No, it's like mid. Yeah, that's right.
Well,
They released one episode of it.
Yeah, that's
The whole thing's released now, is it?
yeah.
It is now.
About 2.5 hours. It's a good story, also. Do you want to leave that?
I've heard it's not the best whenever Gallifrey
do you want to have a
releases.
little?
What was that song? Tom,
Sorry?
what was that you
Do you
said?
want to have a little chat, Kai?
I said it's not the best to other Gallifrey releases, Intervention Earth.
Well, no, I mean, Ben, do you want me to cover this now, or do you want to leave that for another hangout?
You can cover it now because while we're on it, we might as well cover it.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite different tonally to other Gallifrey releases. I mean, this time around, the previous series were with Lala Ward as President Romana. This series is with Juliet Landau, I don't know her last name, being the third incarnation of Romana, or at least a future incarnation, still as president, because she was introduced at the end of Series 6. Yeah, so it's a different tone. I mean, the previous one was described as Gallifrey meets West Wing, a political drama. This one's more Gallifrey meets 24, so it's like one big adventure over 2 hours, split into 4 parts, like a Doctor Who monthly release thing. Yeah, so it's more of an adventure rather than an ongoing series, as Gallifrey previously was. Yeah, the acting was good. That was really good acting. I mean, the actor Sean Carlson, who plays Marvin, throughout the entire series. He's always good, value for money. I mean, he's been in Dark Horse 3. But yeah, there's obviously Sophie Aldred as Ace, because in the Big Finish audios she starts working for the Time Lords. So yeah, she's good in this, but she just gets sidelined fairly quickly. But yeah, and there's obviously Stephen Thorne as Omega. And yeah, like I said, I've said in the hangout, the chat, that he's used, just not used to his full effect. But obviously, I'm going to be releasing a proper review of Gallifrey Intervention Earth at a later date. I'd say yeah, it was a good story. It was a good story. Not the best of Gallifrey, but reasonable.
Covers all seasons. But then we've got the upcoming projects of Big Finish. So they've got the license to The Prisoner. So if anybody wants to talk about The Prisoner and Big Finish, then do feel free to have a little discuss about it while I plan this.
The Prisoner. Well, even though I haven't watched it in a very long time, it's absolutely brilliant. I remember some of the episodes being my favourite. It's episode 3 and episode 4. I believe one was called A, B, and C, if that's correct, Kai.
So,
And Free for All.
episode 4.
Yeah, I remember them being whopping good episodes. I can't really say too much about it because I haven't watched it in a very long time, but I'm really looking forward to the release in January 2016. Absolutely.
I've almost finished it. The series.
Yeah, it is a good series, but to anyone starting out, it is quite weird, but you will get used to it.
Quite surreal. What do you think, Taylor?
I disagree that episodes 3 and 4 are the best. I think there are better. From what I've watched, I haven't watched it all yet, but I think there are episodes which are better. But yeah, it's good.
I can't remember.
And
it probably is better.
Every episode is very unique. You might think at the start, oh, how are they going to sort of change it up, but they do.
These are like the series then, Taylor. You're going to do a review of it soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a review of the series. I've got a lot of series to review, so.
Just one thing at the end of that review, can you do the Be Seeing You, please? As a request from you, do the Be Seeing You. Be Seeing You?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So, yes, as you can see, I've got my box set here. Big face of Patrick McGowan as the prisoner. Yeah, I really like the prisoner. It's like it's really surreal, it's really kind of thrilling. It's like a spy thriller mixed in with a bit of surrealism. And Patrick McGowan is great in it. So I'm interested to see how they're going to do it on Big Finish, though, because I think the prisoner is quite a visual series, isn't it?
It is a very visual series.
Yeah. So
I agree with that.
I'm thinking how they're going to turn that round to make it an audio-based series with surrealism and the same air. Because we don't know what context the series is in. Is it a continuation? Is it a reboot? Is there going to be a new prisoner? Is it going to be the same person or played by a different actor? We don't know at this stage. And maybe they're not going to tell us because that's the way prison did. So I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see how they're going to do this.
Yeah.
Or here, as the case may be. But yeah, it's going to wait a year. Got to wait a year for it.
Yeah, Ben, carry on.
Okay. Also, we have the announcement of Wizard of Oz, which is something. I just want to throw in just for random sake.
Let's start with it.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz.
I think it's a rather. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. I do think it's a rather random thing to do, to be honest. I don't know why, but I don't know why they're doing it. To be honest, I'm rather heads and tails about the whole thing. I think everyone else agrees here.
It does seem rather out of nowhere.
I suppose because it is a classic novel. It's going to be a children's novel, but it's a classic novel, and that's what the Big Finish classic range does. So it could have been something a bit more epic, but a bit more well-known rather. But yeah, they're going with the Wizard of Oz apparently, and I think they're going to do all right with it. Not really my cup of tea, but hopefully they do all right.
I think there are better choices like Dracula, as people requested of Big Finish Day 6.
I did. I requested
I
that.
think.
Oh yeah, should we talk about
Yeah.
Kai's Big Finish fame? Remember that, Kai?
Yeah.
Let's
Go. Let's get.
Where they suffer to say your name.
It's
Yeah, in the pod.
It's not really a fame thing because I've done it before. I've read my emails out once or twice before because I'm just so persistent. But yeah, they read my email out, basically my summarising the whole of 2014 and praising them, and they couldn't say my name. But it was good. It was nice to hear your name on the podcast. Yeah.
Also had the announcement. No, carry on, Kai. Carry on.
I was going to say, whilst we're on this point briefly, are there any classic novels or stories you want to hear adapted by Big Finish of the classic range? Any?
I would probably say Dracula, as you said, because I think that would be interesting. Because they've done Frankenstein, so it would make sense for them to continue, the horror side of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want them to do the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think what an interesting one.
That would be very good on all with like Body Snatch. Yeah.
Have they ever done a Van Helsing thing?
Ever done what?
A Van Helsing.
Oh, Van Helsing. No. Other than that. Although he does appear in the Sherlock Holmes audio with vampires in, like I mentioned in the previous hangout.
Yeah, I'd quite like to see Van Helsing.
Quite an interesting one. I suppose it has to be stuff that's classic and out of copyright as a result, so they can do it for free.
Yeah.
So no suggestions.
Yeah.
You suggest in the comments, and actually, you suggest in the comments if there are any classic novels you'd like them to adapt. Get the audience involved.
Yeah, audience participation right there.
Yeah.
Another thing we had announced at Big Finish Day 6, where we had most news from, which was the Worlds of Big Finish. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to get a drink. So discuss the worlds of Big Finish.
Mm.
Anyone want to start?
I just realised I was muted.
Uh,
Didn't realise I was. Do you know, it's going to be really interesting how you do it, because you said one of the characters called I can't say her name. Iris, what's her last name? The
Wow.
one that
Wild time.
Iris Wild Time.
yeah, she can like go through like sort of dimensions or whatever. I don't know how it works, because I don't know how it's going to do it.
Yeah, she's sort of a parody of the Doctor Who travel between the dimensions. So yeah, it's kind of that idea of, does that mean everything in this universe is canonical? So I mean, Dorian Gray, Sherlock Holmes, Vienna, everything is in one universe. It's going to be
I
interesting.
assume it might be.
Sorry?
I assumed it was non-canon, kind of. Well, non-canon for each series, I guess, but within its own canon, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, we don't know the nature of the story yet. I mean, it might be, again, the villain might be flipping between universes, because we're fairly sure that Bernie Summerfield and the Graceless twins and Vienna are in the Doctor Who universe.
Yeah, they are. So would it? But the
I think it's fairly difficult to get Dorian Gray and or maybe Sherlock Holmes, I don't know, into the Doctor Who universe.
yeah.
I'll tell
Dorian Gray did an episode with Lisa Bam and Denise for an experiment.
Yeah. But his universe is more supernatural than Doctor Who, so I'm not sure how it would fit together in one cohesive universe.
Maybe it's the land of fiction.
It could be. We can find out because there are about 6 episodes, each a half an hour, and the last episode is Bernie Summerfield, who is essentially the baby who began it all. So it's interesting to see where all this all fits together and what the plot's going to be and how all these characters are going to be involved, because I'm really looking forward to it.
Mm. It's going to take some serious writing, because I don't want anyone to get not written very well, like a character overshadowing another character or anything like that. Because they're dealing with a lot of characters here.
Yeah. I don't think all at once, but if they each have their own episode and then they're out of it, that's my assumption anyway.
Yeah, then have a little discussion on the world's a big finish.
Ben, have you anything
Right.
to say?
Should we go on to the big sort of topic, the Triumph for Sutek, the Bernie Summerfield box set?
Yes.
The one big of 2 big topics, we'll clarify.
Gabriel Wolf
Yeah.
can enter
Who is
this
gonna be-
and out.
Well,
Just to clarify, you don't need to listen to the first Bernie Summerfield box set, am I
No.
right? To go
No.
on to Triumph.
I wouldn't think so.
You do not.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it.
The first one is good though.
I think something
I'm looking into it, just so
it might need to clarify the fact that even though the Doctor Sylvester McCoy is in it, I think this is more going to be centered on Bernice.
There will be more, because in the first box set, Benny was the main part of the box set, not really Sylvester.
Yeah.
I think they said that one episode he's only going to have like a couple of scenes in it.
He will be doing quite a most majority of it. I did say that at Cardiff if he was doing another box set of Bernice.
I hope there'll be in a bit more, and I hope we have some scenes with Sutek, because that'd be quite good. But yeah, I think this is going to make sense because she's an archaeologist who specialises in Martian history, so it makes sense with Sutek in the Pyramid of Mars.
Oh.
it's quite odd that we were talking about it on the Whovian High Council like a couple of months back about Sutek returning. And
We brought back Sutek.
Our but we did mention him a lot. So,
We did, in that Pyramids of Mars review, we did mention it a hell of a lot.
Benzo mentioned it a lot in the Daemons review.
I mean, he did in the Demons.
And so when I heard his voice in that podcast, I just thought, oh my god, it's amazing.
I mean, I think the whole point they put the Doctor. Carry on, Kyle.
I'm just saying he's got a great voice. You carry on.
All right. Oh, sorry. I mean, the whole point they put the Doctor back Bernice is because the whole Bernice was sort of flopping because there was no Doctor in. Well, there was the Doctor has boosted the series up and having Sutek and going, oh, we get that because Sutek's in it because he's a fan favourite.
Yeah.
If they use them well.
As I said, it does make sense. I hope there's more stuff to come, and I think McCoy's the Doctor McCoy having a golden presence of Suter is going to be quite an interesting match because McCoy's very manipulative and Sutek's very manipulative. So is the Doctor going to be the bitch in this story?
I hope so. I hope he's the bitch.
In fairness, the fourth Doctor is his bitch, the seventh Doctor is going to be his bitch.
Yeah, come on, the fourth Doctor's more... Come on, seventh Doctor. Even though seventh Doctor has faced a lot of gods in Big Finish.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the Hangout.
Yeah, it does. Sutek does fit kind of like the seventh Doctor in his era quite well. Yeah, I think with the fifth or the sixth Doctor it wouldn't have worked so well, but the seventh, Sutek sort of fits in with that.
I would like to see the sixth Doctor though, if he's really arrogant against him.
Yeah.
I'd like to see
Yeah, the seventh Doctor, like you said, Ben, I think it's quite an interesting choice and one that I think works well. So I think the eighth Doctor or the fifth Doctor wouldn't really work too well because it would have been too imposing against that kind of softer portrayals of the Doctor in a sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't work on Peter or Paul because they're more, soft. They don't really head right into the action sort of Doctors, really.
Whereas McCoy is a bit more dark, a bit more scheming, as you said.
He is quite dark in a lot of stories. I gotta agree.
And plus, you get the impression he's a bit more ominous on the inside. His exterior is short little man with a speech impediment going all the time, but deep down, he's a bit. He's blown up Skaro and done lots of god fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite a
Silver
choice.
and Nemesis prove that.
who would win in the
I think
fight.
Silver and Nemesis.
Sorry, who would win in a fight? Who was that? What was that?
Sutek or Omega.
Sutek would kick his ass.
Sutek or what?
Sutek will whip him.
Omega.
Omega doesn't do a lot but shout and use his mind. Sutek could just kill him with his eyes.
Yeah. Depends if Sutek's in Omega's realm or not, I guess.
Yeah.
Then Omega might have a bit more of an advantage, but if it was in
Well,
like
good old
real
Pumi can
universe,
almost be in, then I think Sutek can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Given the end of Intervention that might answer your question.
Oh, well, I just said.
No, basically what Luke said about which universe you're in. Maybe the end of Intervention gives you an idea of what universe Omega is now in. Spoilers.
Will Omega be the bit?
Spoilers.
Think that's done for trying for Sutek? Think we've covered all on our news on that?
Yeah.
Can we move on to
One other thing, I like the fact it's going to be 4-hour-long stories. So Sutek
that's
get a bit more, get a bit more exposure in this.
He will be in every single story. Well, I'm presuming he will.
Or maybe it's going
I
to
hope
it would be a shame if
was it going to be the same capacity as the world in Doctor Who, where
Reese.
Reese appears in most episodes, but maybe not in the same capacity.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Reese was flipping good as a villain. Very intimidating.
Great voice as well. It all depends on the voice and audio. Who's Julian Glover's
I bring Sutek's gift of death to all humanity. That was my extremely bad impression.
Your evil is mine, where I tread heavy dust.
Kai's deep voice of Sutek.
I love that quote so much. You can tell because I repeat it every single moment.
Yeah.
I think
we're going to delve into.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. We're going to delve into February, which is the Sixth Doctor's last adventure. Ooh, exciting stuff out in September.
It's just some snazzy stuff right
a
here.
bit of a brief cover.
Yeah, that
Yes,
covered by
indeed.
Tom Webster.
I'm not really bothered by it because I enjoyed Trial of the Time Lord, so I'll keep that.
No, it's like after Trial of the Time Lord. It's like changing the Doctor's end after it, like Time the Rani.
So
What's
they
that?
like completely changing it all.
No, it's after. I thought it was after Time of the
It's
Trial of the
after.
Time Lord.
Yeah, it is.
You can change his trial of the
It's
Time
not
Lord.
changing Trial of the Time Lord.
What are you
I'm
talking about,
confused.
Taylor?
Because I think the majority of Sixth Doctor stories by Big Finish take place after Trial of the Time Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is like the
I
end.
thought it was going to be a like an adaptation, but obviously not.
No, it's not.
No. You've got the wrong tree there, Taylor. No, this is going to be 4 stories in one release, each featuring Valiard at a different point in the Sixth Doctor's life.
Yeah.
That's why there were companions in each story.
Yeah, it's not rewriting Trial of the Time Lord.
I think it's interesting about the companion Constance though, because she wouldn't have been introduced at the time that this would be let out, or might just be introduced because it's in the same month as her main range story.
Well, when's the Secret History out? The 200th release.
July?
June.
April, June, July.
It's June.
Yeah,
I think.
it's June.
She would have
Constance
just been introduced.
September.
She would have been introduced in August and then September at the same time.
Hmm.
Constance going to be September because we've got the Sylvester McCoy trilogy with Bonnie Blankford after the 200, and then we move on to Constance and the Sixth Doctor in September.
Oh, I thought we went straight into
Yeah.
Constance and the Sixth Doctor then.
No, this is.
Oh no, it is.
No.
It's the Mel trilogy.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, that case, yeah, she would have just been introduced then.
Yeah, so it's a fresh companion, as it were.
Played by Miranda Raisin, who I love. I love Miranda Raisin.
There was also Charlie's back and Flip's back.
Flip died, but I guess it's in a different
Oh.
time.
No, she didn't die.
Oh, that's a big spoiler. Right there.
Oh, I must. Oh,
Blurt
see,
it out.
I just went into a massive spoiler, and I should not have said that.
Just to clarify, she didn't die.
No. Listen to the Widow's
It's because of the flashbacks to the Widow's assassin. I spilled that out.
No, because no, I didn't. The flashbacks didn't tell her that. She had a different ending. She didn't die.
Oh, well, sorry about that.
No,
That's
she didn't
one
die.
of the stories.
Because I think we could have assumed if she had died, we would have cried.
Yeah.
I assume it's just we popping in and out of the time. Charlie, her stories with the Sixth Doctor are over, but we can assume it's just up to the middle of another release. And they all feature Michael Jaston playing Valiard.
I don't think he's listed for the first one, actually, the end of the line. So if you look at the cast lists, he's listed on every one except that, so maybe he wasn't available for studio recording, or
maybe the plot just didn't need him because they were just setting up releases. I'm just going to look at that now.
So presumably it's going to be more than just the Valiard linking the stories together.
Well, he's the only constant apart from the Sixth Doctor himself who's going to be in each story, so we assume the plot's going to overarch into him. Just the story's going to be predicting out of his timeline, and the last one is going to be Sylvester McCoy's the Sixth Doctor's last story.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's going to be the end of Valiard. We don't know that yet.
No.
I don't think so.
It makes me glad that I got the trial of Valiard now, because I was a bit underwhelmed by that. I enjoyed it, but I was a bit underwhelmed by it. But now that they've got this, it feels like that was almost a prequel to it in a way.
Yeah.
I think it was just something to tease you for it.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's a teaser, but they didn't tell us it was teasing us until they released this news. They think, oh yeah, this is important. I thought it was just another version. I need to get it right now.
And that's also in the same format, because that's a single hour-long story.
Yeah. So I can't wait to hear Michael Jaston. You know, he hasn't done enough audios. I mean, he's done Beyond Bound audios, obviously.
He gets
I
scars.
wonder
The one I'm releasing my review for tomorrow on my channel. That's the good stuff.
What is advertising?
Plugging, seamless plugging. So yeah, so I'm really interested to hear Michael Jaston with a really good voice actor.
I wonder if Linda Bellingham was originally planned to be in it, but unfortunately due to her untimely death, that
We don't know what the story is about, so she might not have been in it. Or we don't know if there's going to be back on Gallifrey or if there's going to be something completely different.
Because there were kind
There
of like
is
some
one
hints
thing.
that her story went further at the after Trial of the Valiard.
Although her story does end in the Gallifrey series in quite an abrupt way, so you couldn't really bring her back beyond that.
Oh yeah.
But she's really good in the Gallifrey series. She plays a really good villain in Gallifrey. You know, she turns bad. She does a really good job in that. But also there's Jago and Lightfoot, obviously. Jago and Lightfoot in one of the episodes. Sorry for interrupting you, Ben. I'm just giving you.
You did like that 3 times.
No, don't worry, carry on. I just want finishing. Don't worry, carry on. Enjoy the big finish. Carry on, play.
There's not really much else to say though. Apart from Jago and Lightfoot are going to be.
Oh yeah, Jago and Lightfoot.
We've got Jago and Lightfoot. Any of you got Jago and Lightfoot?
Mind Games. And that Companion Chronicle. Yeah, I actually got that today.
Oh right, did you listen to it?
No, because I had to. Well, it's light at the end, and then I did the Q&A recording. I'll probably listen to it tomorrow.
Oh, is that Mahogany Murders?
Yeah, the Mahogany.
Yeah, and then now it introduced me to the actual series.
Yeah, that's a prelude to the series. Plus, they met the Fourth Doctor in Justice of Jalxar, and the Sixth Doctor's met Jago and Lightfoot in some.
Those two stories, those Colin Baker, Jago and Lightfoot ones, sound really good. Do you have them, Ben? Those 2 ones?
Yeah, I bought those at Big Finish Day 6.
Yeah, they sound intriguing. You'll say they're brilliant.
There we are.
Yeah, there they are. Voyage to Venus and Voyage to the New World.
Good stories. The 3 of them work really well together.
Ah.
They're trying to the Jago and series with them having like 4.6 or something like that. Because they've got reversible covers, haven't they?
I know what you're on about.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, in the style of Jago and Lightfoot. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's like we're going to have 6 companions for the Sixth Doctor in this release.
No. Yeah.
There is one companion which I'm quite sad what's not in it, and that is Evelyn. Evelyn would have been beautiful to have in it, just to round off the Sixth Doctor.
It would indeed.
Because she was really important to the Sixth Doctor, especially in the audio.
I'm intrigued why they don't have Perry in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still thinking more Evelyn.
Well, I suppose because it's set after Trial and probably.
Yeah, they could include Perry, that was the later version of Perry, who was in the recent Sixth Doctor trilogy, but...
Depends if there's a story for her, and if there was a story, yeah. Yeah, it is a shame that Maggie Stables couldn't afford a story for this, but I think it would have capped off her time for the Sixth Doctor quite well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think she probably would have been in there if it weren't for the unfortunate death of Maggie Staples.
Yeah.
She was a lovely woman.
Yeah. Did a great job as Evelyn. And Evelyn was a great character because of Maggie.
They had some of the best stories they did, in my opinion.
She was kind of like the definitive Big Finish companion, but, well, I think she's just a definitive Big Finish companion to a lot of
I would say the definitive to the Sixth Doctor, by a long shot.
She helped mellow him out a bit and tame him a bit more because they had such a chemistry together, so they kind of worked off each other and he kind of developed as well. So yeah, she's really important to the Sixth Doctor especially, so it would have been apt if she'd been involved. I'm saying that having listened to this story, Arrangements for War, and this
you said that end thing, like, you said the ending to that story was probably one of the biggest highlights of Colin and Evelyn. Yeah, Sixth Doctor and Evelyn.
It is the most bittersweet ending, and yet the most beautiful ending, and it's a great story for the Sixth Doctor and
I
Evelyn.
was thinking I'd get that one, but I changed my mind on another one.
This really highlights the chemistry between the Sixth Doctor and Evelyn and Colin and Maggie themselves. Because such a cracking story this one is. So yeah, they did a great job. But
don't you listen to Project Lazarus?
Yeah, you do need to listen to Project Lazarus for that. But yeah, it's more like a character leading. The fallout of Lazarus is what's in.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it's the fallout of Lazarus that's dealt with in arrangements for war, so you need it.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Should we move on to the Big Finish offers, what we had this month? And if you didn't those, you can go into
Yeah,
the
I'll probably go and get them.
if you've picked up. Yeah, whoever's
What about the audios that we have got off offer? Look at from the offer. Ben.
So, who picked up some of the lovely offers from Big Finish Day 6, 51 to 100?
Yeah. I picked up all of these. Arrangements for War.
Yeah.
Son of a Dragon. Son of a Dragon. Red, another good story.
Red.
Night Thoughts, quite a creepy story. Live 34, quite an interesting story. And Care Dryer, an alright story. Yeah.
Anyone else? Or shall I go next?
I'll
go
go
next.
next and I'll go on to
Alright.
mine.
Well, I was going to do it for the showcase, but whatever, I'll just do it here.
It's exclusive.
First one is from the Divergent Universe. It's Yakuza or Scherzo, I believe it's called. What's so funny?
What?
I wanna. Yeah, Scherzo or Scherzo. That one, the Creed of the Crowman. Live 34, it's quite surprising how many people say this is a really good one on the Big Finish listeners. Like, almost everyone says this is in their top 5 stories.
Maybe not top 5, but it's a good story.
I don't like it. I put my hand up.
No. What was so something wrong with it, Ben?
I think it's a very unique way how he told the story, but it's not a way of storytelling what intrigued me and kept me interested in. I just lost interest within the story because it's set as a news report.
Yeah. Fair opinion. It kept my interest all the way through, but yeah, it's a fair opinion if it's not yours. It's not your cup of tea.
Let's carry on. Other Lives, which I think it's the only 8th Doctor historical, if I'm correct.
Oh.
I believe so. I might be wrong about that.
Fairly sure.
Night Thoughts, as Kai said, very creepy story. Might listen to that at midnight.
Creepy as hell.
Something Inside. The Doctor enters the cube or something like that. And 100.
I was going to say, not the Philip Schofield series, The Cube.
Yeah, they're all the ones I got.
Taylor, do you want to go with the ones you got?
He written it in the text. He got Scherzo, Creed of the Crowman, Live 34, Night Thought, Son of the Dragon, and 100, and the rest haven't been delivered.
I got 10, but I'm not going to reveal 6. Well, yeah, I'm not going to reveal. How many am I not going to reveal? I'm going to reveal 6 of them. Then I'm going to leave the 4 to my book collection update. I got the Nowhere Place, Son of the Dragon, the Juggernaut, Scaredy Cat, Axis of Insanity, and the Arrangement of War.
Oh, yes. Some of them I haven't even heard.
Yeah, I've sort of had a bit of a target with myself to try and get the 51 to 100 audios in order, so I'm going to try and get the monthly range in order now, hopefully.
Yeah, I want to do that by at least at the end of July or so.
But you want to collect them all?
I plan.
You want to collect them all again? Catch them all. Okay, Mark.
Yeah, there's so many from the monthly range.
Well, yeah.
Nearing 200.
Yeah, nearly 200.
But you look at it, if they're not out of print, they could take a short amount of time because, you know, thanks to that bundle, I've almost done 51 to 100. It's like 25 more need to get. So I'm already halfway done.
I've got 28 left.
Oh, sorry, I have 27
from
left
51 to
because the
100.
other two haven't arrived. I won't say what they are.
Are we ready to move on then?
Did Ben do his? Oh no, he did do his. No, that's right. Yeah, we can move on. Quiet.
Is Ben Sullivan?
Is Ben gone? Ben's gone because his screen's not moving.
Ah,
Oh no, the host is gone. I hope this doesn't cause trouble. I'm just gonna have to refresh the page if the handout's still on.
yeah, it says it's still live, but
Well, I guess I have to do it without him then. We just have to carry on. What else do we need to cover? I'm trying to think now of all the news. Guess we could talk about Doom Coalition? Or
Well,
initial...
wasn't that all the news and Doom Coalition at a future and that?
Or did we do that?
It's all going wrong.
It's all going wrong.
just all falling apart.
Without Ben.
I think Ben's connection's gone.
Ben, if you can hear us, log out and log on again.
Oh, I don't know what else to cover then. Because Ben's the host, he has all the notes.
It's
I
definitely
wonder
all
when the
right.
next Big Finish sale is gonna be. I'm gonna buy whatever it is. I'm just gonna buy it.
Well, you're going to right at the end then.
Should we wait for Ben to do that?
I think we
He's
should wait a
left,
couple
so
more
we'll see
minutes.
his stories. And if he does, then we'll start.
Well, at least it's still live because he's gone now, so it's confirmed that it'll still record without Ben.
Yeah. Do you want to answer some questions, or do you think you will back in a minute?
Should we answer like a question or two?
Let's answer a question, yeah.
Yeah.
You did the question master.
Guess we can talk about any other big finishes we collected. Anyone got any other, or any recent listens you've done this week, or something like that?
I've been re-listening to the Higher Science.
Oh yeah, you said you know you were going to be reviewing that, yeah.
Yeah, I re-listened to that for the review, and I think my opinions have kind of improved on it on second listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one doesn't have 8. No, it's just Benny, I believe, in that story.
Yeah, it's just Seven and Benny.
Well, I guess to continue the subject, what adaptations would you like to see more of a 7th Doctor and Benny? Any other stories?
All-Consuming Fire, which is Dr. Benny, Ace, and Sherlock Holmes.
What's that book called again with Sherlock Holmes?
All-Consuming Fire.
Oh, right.
I think someone brought that up in what's it called? The Vortex magazine in the mail.
Yeah.
In the email section.
Listen. Ben, are you okay?
Ben, you're alive.
You okay? Speak to us.
Ben, we need to know. We need a sign.
Say something.
Hello, I'm back, hopefully.
Oh, Ben, we had to deal with the hangout without you.
Oh, sorry. Right,
It all went to chaos.
We didn't know what to say. I needed to think of something.
It all froze. Oh,
Yeah, you froze and we were all worried.
Yeah.
it all froze for me, and it's like, what's going on?
Well, at least it didn't end the hangout. That's been confirmed. If the host goes, it doesn't end the hangout.
Oh,
Yeah.
phew.
Yeah, luckily.
God, that's
Oh.
lucky.
So you ready to start the review after the event?
Please.
Yeah.
Already.
Right.
Restore some order.
Okay. Now, we mentioned light at the end quite heavily in our first Big Finish fans, in the sense that it's a good place to start. And I thought it would be quite a nice starter review because it's got all the Doctors, it's the 50th anniversary Big Finish, interpretation of it. So let's start with the first question. What was everyone's favourite Doctor? So if we start off with Taylor.
Probably in the first part when 4 and 8 were together. I think that was just the outstanding bit of the Doctors. But again, like all of them were good, including 5. But I just think the outstanding bit was when 4 and 8 were together.
Okay, so Kai, do you want to go for your favourite Doctor in this wonderful adventure?
I'd say my favourite Doctor in this would have to be the Sixth Doctor, because really by the second half he kind of comes into his own and takes control of the plot and kind of instigates this whole plot against the Master. So he kind of brings all the Doctors together, and it's his talking with Strax that kind of motivates everything. So yeah, so the first half is, for the last half rather, it's Colin Baker. But I think the Fifth Doctor plays quite an interesting and good part in this as well. Latter part of the first part.
Luke, do you want to go for your favourite Doctor?
I'd say it's between the 5th and the 8th, with 4th at a close third, because the 5th Doctor very much, he was kind of like outside the Pocket Universe thing, so he had a very interesting storyline in that part of it. But the 8th Doctor is very much the centre, especially for the first half of the story. You know, for the second, the 6th Doctor takes over, but yeah, I think the 8th was very good during the first half. So yeah, I think that's my thoughts on the Doctors in it.
Okay, Tom?
Well, 4th and 8th Doctor, you know, them together is just flipping brilliant. That was as well. That was a fantastic scene. Yeah. God, favourite Doctors. I really like the 4th, the 6th, and the 8th the best. Yeah, I can't really pick. Oh, I'll probably have to say. Oh, I really like Tom Baker in it. You know, him talking to the 8th Doctor was just the best. So I'll probably say Tom Baker. He was brilliant in the story.
Also, I quite liked it when they introduced the 4th Doctor, when he's talking to Charlie and that.
Yeah, I like that as well. And Leela being rather bossy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was suggested that the 4th Doctor and the 8th Doctor should have like a road movie together. I'll watch it. And then have a road.
That'd be fantastic.
I loved the interactions between Leela and Charlie, and then she's just like, "I will call you Charlotte."
I will call you Charlotte.
That was very nice.
It's a good, strong name.
Yeah.
Yeah, she uses strong dialogue in it. That's what I like about
it. For me, my favourite Doctor is probably, as everyone said, 4 and 8, because the banter between those two just flies. And that's what we want. We want the Doctors bickering about, you know, regeneration. But I have to say, the 6th Doctor, when you compare him to, you know, the 6th Doctor and Evelyn Adventures to Light at the End, he's a lot more abrasive and a bit more arrogant in this, probably because he's been parried by in the TV universe, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bit earlier in their relationship. Points after the first series of them together.
I also like that Nick Briggs included the first 3 Doctors, but they weren't just excluded out. I think that was a nice little thing. Just
to add them in is nice.
Yeah, even if it was just for a little bit.
And as ghosts.
Yeah. In a sense. They tried to make it as, you know, they tried to put as much effort in as possible to please us.
I think it's clever how they did it, you know, making them outside of time because of the plot, not to say what the yeah, but outside the story a bit more.
Yeah. I think that it's nice that the first 3 Doctors still added to the plot. They weren't just there to go, oh look, there's the first 3 Doctors. They actually did add to the story, which is great, and
I like that.
Nice to have.
So it's interesting because people playing them, you know, what do you think of them having essentially recast the Doctors in the story? And what do you think of their voices?
I have to say, Tim Traylor's 3rd Doctor, I thought at the beginning you could honestly think they just got bits off the DVD from the John Pertwee era and just plopped that in, because it's such a very good impression of John, and that's making me rather excited. Re-listening to this has made me excited about the third Doctor box out in October. It's nice to
Yeah.
have Fraser Troughton, because Troughton is Fraser Hines's love, as it were, and
Yeah.
William
Pretty
Russell
much, yeah.
and William Russell does a fantastic job as Hartnell. The early adventures really does prove that, especially with the Doctor's tale.
Yeah, I do agree that you can see the first Doctor. Well, William Russell performs him. I can see that.
I disagree.
I do. In the trailer, when he really did sound like mimic like him. He did a really a really good job.
I think in those scenes where the first three Doctors are together, though, it's a bit difficult to distinguish between the first Doctor and the third Doctor sometimes, because the voices do overlap and there are added effects onto them. I think you can always tell the second Doctor, because Fraser Hines does such a marvellous impression of the second Doctor, doesn't he, for the Companion Chronicles and soon for the early adventures. So yeah, it's just been a bit difficult to distinguish between the two because the voices aren't spot on, but they are impressions.
I think Fraser's voice is very much, he gets the intonation of it and whatnot, he gets the flow of it, and you can definitely tell it's Patrick Troughton, but it's not like accurate to his voice in the way it sounds.
It is an impression. It is the actor doing impression. It's the inflection, but not really the tone.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Hmm.
You ready then? Now, obviously, we don't exactly want to spoil the Master's whole plot, but what do you think of the Master's whole idea and the performance by Geoffrey Beevers as the Master in the story? We start off with Kai.
I think it's a clever idea. Again, we don't want to say too much. I think it's kind of reminiscent of the name of the Doctor, and obviously you'll know what I mean in that sense. And it's kind of reminiscent of that finale, how the Doctor is involved in this plot. But yeah, I think it's a good way. I think it's a good way of getting all the Doctors together because of the whole plot. Kind of motivates that, and as Nick Briggs said, you kind of need something a bit more epic. It's like the Doctors meeting at a shop. You need them getting involved in a big, massive adventure to warrant their all being together. But, so there's a warrantable reason why they're together, and I think it makes sense. Also, in the sense, it just shows that the Master is really ignorant because he's essentially shot himself in the foot by bringing all these Doctors together. He's going to get defeated a lot easier. So yeah, he shoots himself in the foot with his plot thinking he's being more clever, and all the Doctors are there, and he's going to kick his ass.
Okay, Taylor.
Yeah, he was really good. Even though I found him, I think the story is quite visual at times, and I think in the Masters scenes you can sort of more imagine it in your mind to be on the television. He's good, and I like the. It kind of makes me like. Is it Straxus or something?
Yeah.
His character. Sort of the way that the Master can sort of intimidate other fighters. It's quite interesting. But yeah, I really like the plot behind what the Master's doing. And yeah, it's quite interesting. And obviously, what are they called, the Vets or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, the best.
They're quite interesting machines or monsters, whatever they are. Which I kind of have they ever been in Big Finish before? Or
No, I don't think so.
I'd like them to reappear because they said in it that they made weapons for Daleks and Cybermen, which is quite interesting. And if you think about it, if they can make a weapon like they made, that the Master used, if they did it for Daleks, it could, potentially cause mass destruction. So I'd like to see them.
Okay, Luke.
I think Geoffrey Beevers is wonderful as the Master, and his plot in this story is quite interesting, quite an interesting one. As was previously mentioned, getting all the Doctors together might not have been the best idea, but I think it works out quite well in the end, and it's quite an intelligent plot. It's almost like some of Stephen Moffat's plots, but better, much better handled, and because it's more self-contained, it doesn't really get as annoying as some of Stephen Moffat's ones do when they're spread out all over seasons and whatnot. And yeah, I think overall works out quite well in terms of the Master. And I also love the scenes where he's on the TV bit with the Fifth Doctor, talking to him and whatnot during those scenes which are set outside the Pocket Universe. I think that's very good.
Okay, Tom, have I talked about the Master with you?
No, I haven't. Yeah, he's always brilliant, Jeffrey Brevis. He's a very intimidating, a very sinister master he is as well. With his, always has a calm voice, but still has he feels like he can manipulate you very easily with his calm voice, and I do like that. Him in this story, yeah, he does have an interesting plot. I won't go too much into detail because it will spoil it. It actually reminds me of the Evil One a little bit, where he's using another like a private army like the Vest. He did something similar in the Evil One in that story.
Yeah, they're actually similar robots, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. So yes, sort of a similar line to the Vest, really, and in the Evil One. But yeah, back to Jeffrey Brevis. He's a brilliant master. He's my second favourite one in audio, first being Terry Malloy. So yeah, brilliant master. Yep, you good, Ben?
For me, as everyone said, Jeffrey Beavers is a fantastic master, and as Tom said, his voice is very calm. I think you don't have to be shouty and aggressive to get your points across. I think it's more sinister if your voice is very still and calm, because it's more threatening, and as for the master's plot, it's quite funny when he realises how he's been foiled with all these doctors, 8 against 1. It's just a fun moment when he has that realisation going, oh, damn, I've really shot myself in the foot here. And yeah, everybody loves Beavers, and I think his master has really flourished in Big Finish. If you look when he first appeared and to where he came at this point, you can definitely see the progression to his master, and I think he's definitely an underrated master, especially in the Keeper Track. If you look at the picture, fan pictures of the master, Jeffrey Beaver's master is often missed out on those posts, which is a terrible shame because he definitely deserves the credit what he deserves as the master. Like with the Doctor, who would you say is your favourite companion in this adventure? If we start off with Tom.
Yeah, I just want to bring up, I actually did a mistake. I actually said Davros as Terry Malloy. I meant Roger Delgado is my favourite master. I don't know why I said Terry Malloy. So yeah, I accidentally did a mistake there. Sorry about that. I was going to say Roger Delgado is my favourite master. But yeah, anyway, what's the question again, Ben?
Who's your favourite companion in this adventure?
Ooh, I have to say Leela again. Again, talking down to Charlie with really, like, she wants to be the boss. Like, you go into my TARDIS, really defensive to the Fourth Doctor. Yeah, Leela's always brilliant, she is, and also threatening the Vest as well is pretty good as well. I'm looking at any other companions as well. But yeah, I'll probably just say Leela's my favourite at the start of it, with communicating to Charlie and the Eighth Doctor. Yeah.
Luke, who would you say is your standout companion in this adventure?
Yeah, I think I'd agree and say Leela. To be honest, she really does take the biscuit in this, and of course talking down to Charlie and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I'd say. I think most of my thoughts have already been said by Tom. So
okay, Taylor.
I'd say Leela or Ace, because she's the Nitro 9, which is quite a nice touch. But yeah, either one of them two. I usually find Ace a bit annoying, but she wasn't in this one, so I'll probably go with her as well. Obviously, Leela's quite intimidating. I don't know what to really say. She's my favourite companion. Anyway, so yeah, that pretty much explains it all. even though I found her in the Fourth Doctor Adventures to sound maybe a little bit aged. Obviously she has, but I don't think she did in this one. I think she sounded a bit different in this one.
Yeah, but you can't really help that, really.
Yeah, but I just found that in the Fourth Doctor Adventure she didn't really do much out of the ones that I've seen so far.
Which ones are those? Oh, are you talking about the Crooked Man?
So far I've listened to King of Sontar and the Crooked Man.
I can see your point in the Crooked Man. I can see
the
your
Crooked Man did literally nothing.
I think you should listen to probably White Ghosts. That's a good one for Leela. And also Destroy the Infinite. That's very good for Leela. It's just a very good story.
I've got that, but I haven't.
That's a really good one. It's my favourite one.
But yeah, I think Leela did a lot of stuff in Light at the End, so at least that's good.
Okay, Kai.
Sarah Kingdom.
Oh,
Oh, that's brilliant.
No, she just get a line, and lots of other free Baker companions get a line. I think I have to agree with everyone. I'd like to have said something different, but I would say because Leela does get more to do in this than most other companions because they are sidelines very quickly. But yeah, she's the most interesting one there. So I'd have to agree with Leela for the reasons everyone else gone through. I think Louis Jameson's done a good job at shaping Leela from the Big Finish audios.
Really quickly, do you think it would have been Sarah Jane if she was alive?
Well, you can't really say because I've never really worked on audio, but I would have assumed. Actually, you can't really assume, can you? So maybe.
No, but do you think Sarah Jane would have been written to be sort of the main companion in this one?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I just think they might have done the typical thing of making her the...
She was originally going to be in the first series of the Fourth Doctor Adventures, wasn't she? But unfortunately, since Elizabeth Sladen passed away in 2011, was it? Or was it 2000? Yeah, it was 2011.
Also, TDS even get special permission for her to go back to the Big Finish. But
Yeah,
it was all sanctioned, but unfortunately, shame all that wasted potential. But she has a spin-off series where she's brilliant in the spin-off series.
Yeah, she only did her own series, like about 2 seasons, was it?
Yeah, 2 seasons of the Sarah Jane Smith audio series, which is a good series.
Yeah, and then after that, I think she passed away.
Yeah, well, she went from that to do Sarah Jane Adventures on telly.
Alright. Bless her.
For me, companion-wise, I think Nick Briggs does a wonderful job because he uses the best bits of each companion. You know, we had Leela with the crossbow attacking the vest, was it? I remember her attacking the crossbow. We had Ace with the Nitro 9. We had Nissa with the sciencey stuff.
Yeah.
We had Charlie, an ordinary adventurer. I'm going to be a bit different, and I'm going to have to say Charlie. I think her and Ace.
No, it's alright, that's fine. I would say Charlie was good.
Yeah, Charlie was good. Her and 8 at the beginning was brilliant, especially in the TARDIS when she came out with Parrot. And the ending with Charlie and 8 was brilliant, with Bob Dovey and, flying off. This was great, Yeah, so I think Charlie, because I have a soft spot for Charlie's companion. Charlie, definitely for me. Supporting characters. Supporting character.
Who's that guy in the house? Who's him?
Bob Dovey.
Oh, Bob Dovey.
I
would say, it was by John Dorney. I actually didn't know that. I was just reading for the cast. No, I did not know that. Yeah, he was there's something weird about his character, which sort of say what's happening. I won't say what happens because that'll be a spoiler, but something quite weird's gone wrong with his character, and he keeps forgetting every single minute. And I would say he would probably be my favourite supporting character. Yeah, I'd probably say him. Moving on to anyone else?
Okay, Luke.
Yeah, there aren't really that many, to be honest. So yeah, I'd go the same and say Bob Dovey.
Taylor.
I think there is only two. I think there's just Straxus and Bob Dovey. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kevin
either
Dovey.
those two.
And I'd say they're both good. I wouldn't say one's better than the other because they're both not really in it much. Bob Dovey's in like a couple of tracks or scenes, whatever. I like Straxus because he's kind of funny and a little bit dumb to
Oh yeah,
trick by
he
the
was good.
master. So yeah, I kind of like Straxus' character, but then again, Bob Dovey was just really funny at the end when he had to go at 5. And
Oh yeah, that was
wish I was in his shoes.
brilliant.
Yeah, I wish I was in his shoes. But yeah,
Good old Bob Dovey.
go Bob Dovey, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, both of them are pretty good. Considering they're the only two.
Kai.
Yeah, well, it makes sense when there's two supporting characters because obviously we've got about 20 regular cast members in this one, so yeah. But yeah, I think they're both good. Obviously, John Dorney does a great job as Bob Dovey. I mean, those scenes in the house where he's quite absent-minded, not really all there. It's quite creepy, especially with the music there. So it's a good portrayal by John Dorney, quite a sympathetic character. Like I said, that scene's quite funny when he gets a bit miffed at the Eighth Doctor and shouts at him. Yeah, that's a good scene. And Straxus, like I said, he's a bit of a comic relief here, a bit of a side character. Obviously, he features more in the Doctor Independent series and has a really good part in Dark Eyes Box Set 1. Yeah, he's more just like a generic Time Lord who happens to be a regular character in the future. So yeah, they're both well played and good parts given for the supporting characters. And plus, really, the Vets, who are the other voice in this. Yeah, they're fairly generic villains, they don't really feature much, but yeah, they serve a good purpose. And obviously, Nick Briggs' son, who plays Bob Dovey's son.
Kevin.
Yeah. Kevin. Nick
Benedict
Briggs. Yeah. He got his own son in it. Just have one line or something, 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah, I think he's my favourite supporting.
It's a lace box, Daddy. It's Father Christmas,
I think Kevin's my favourite. Kevin's the best. He's
Kevin's the best. He stole Light of the End.
Just that one.
Yeah.
That one line stole the whole show for me. Beautiful.
Light of the End is a 10 because of Kevin in Ben's books.
Benedict Briggs.
The story gets a 10. Oh. But in all seriousness, I'm gonna have to go Bob Dovey because he's just brilliant, played by John Dorney, who's a fantastic writer. But Straxus, I'm gonna have to say I prefer him in Dark Eyes. I prefer that take on Straxus for Straxus in
Yeah.
that's done.
Dark Eyes 1.
What a nice twist that was about Straxus. Right, so the music, that was quite a part in this. So if we start off with Taylor, what do you think of the music in this wonderful adventure?
Especially like the intro theme, that was brilliant, but also just the whole music throughout. It had some of the themes which we usually in Big Finish. And then it also had the really cinematic orchestra music, which I don't think it's ever been in Big Finish before. I'm not really sure if it's been that epic. And it had
they've done it before.
It had quite a New Who feel sometimes. So yeah, I really loved it. It's probably the most outstanding music possibly in Doctor Who history. I really, really enjoyed it. It's really good.
Okay, Kai.
Yeah, I think the sound design by Jamie Robertson is generally marvellous in this. I mean, it feels more like, I think the phrase is a sonic movie. It's like a movie on audio. Even in the beginning, as pre-title music, the whole theme at the beginning of the first disc. Yeah, that feels that feels like it's the start of the movie, and then we kick into the obviously epic arrangement of the theme, which I think is quite good, and like I said, quite unusual and epic. And all the themes for each of the Doctors is really good, and Jamie Robinson did a great job here shaping such an epic story and giving such an epic score. So, really good job here. I wish they had like an isolated disc for the musical suite, Just the
Oh,
music.
that'd be lovely.
Yeah, music suite.
Yeah. Wish they could have done that, but I don't
How
think
did they do that?
Yeah. It was a really good
There
score.
are a couple on SoundCloud actually, on
Yeah.
Jamie Robertson's
Yeah.
SoundCloud.
I've heard them, especially the Eighth Doctor and the Fourth Doctor thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom.
Yeah, the music, is really, really epic. Yeah, have you heard things like Two Steps from Hell music or epic score, intermediate music? It's like that music, extremely epic, and God, the music is just unbelievable. I guess I could talk about the sound design as well, since it's brilliant again.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
Big Finish do fantastic on their sound design. You can tell from the way they began and to here, they put so much more effort into their audience. So yeah, sound design, music is top notch.
Ben switched out again.
Has he? Are you alive, Ben?
I'm back.
Oh, he's alive.
I'm alive. I'm there.
Ben's alive.
Luke, huzzah!
Just about.
Huzzah!
So
Anyway, Luke.
Yeah.
Luke, have you talked?
No, I
You've done the
yeah.
music.
No,
go
not yet.
do music.
I think the
Go
music
speak.
in it.
awkward silence again.
Yeah, Luke, go and talk about the lovely music.
It is lovely.
That's
really
lovely. Carry on. It's lovely.
Yeah, I think the bit at the start, which was previously mentioned, feels very cinematic and a bit new Who in a way. You kind of like imagine it zooming on an Earth like it did at the start of Rose and quite a few other Russell T Davies stories. From that music at the start, that's kind of like the picture that's the image I got in my head when I listened to that bit. And, it all comes together very nicely, especially the Eighth Doctor's bit where him and Charlie kind of like zoom off to the 23rd of November 1963 and whatnot. That music there where you just hear the TARDIS fly past and that just kicks in. And it's all very nice stuff.
It's all lovely.
Yes,
Lovely.
lovely. For me, the music is very epic. It's very cinematic. I mean, the Masters music, the Master reminded me of Lord of the Rings. That sort of reminded me of Lord of the Rings, and I like the Eighth Doctor's theme. There's a man I know. I think that's very series-esque. I also like the Fourth Doctor's little quirky little thing. As Luke said, it's all on Jamie Robinson's SoundCloud, and it's definitely worth checking out to see some isolated scores because they definitely put a lot of effort into it. Jamie does. Right, so should we go on to highlights of this adventure? So if we start off with Tom. Tom, do you want to start and do the highlights for the story?
Sorry, I didn't know you said my name. Highlights. Back to Fourth and Eighth Doctor. Just absolutely brilliant. I would love to see them in other stories for Big Finish, do some other ones, because they're just absolutely fantastic together. And the other one is Bob Dovey getting angry at Peter Davison and the Fifth Doctor. That was brilliant, fantastic, and it really gave it a massive boost for a rating. Love that the Fifth Doctor got moaned at. Thank you, John Dorney. Thank you, Bob Dovey. Yeah, they're my two highlights.
Was it the Eighth Dreader moan at? Well, he did have a bit of a dig at the Fifth Doctor, saying, there was this man with a bit of salad on his lapel. But I think it was the Eighth Doctor what got the criticism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh, I think. Do you talk about the scene where the TARDIS crashes into his room later in the story, and then the Fifth Doctor gets out and talks to him, and he's just shouting at him to tell him to get off his roof and whatnot?
Oh yeah, there's that bit. Yeah, I forgot that bit.
That's
good. Late at night and they all.
The Eighth Doctor one's at the end.
Yeah.
I thought it was Fifth Doctor. I got that wrong.
No.
Only just.
So is that your standout moments, Tom, for you?
Yeah, they were my two. Fourth and eighth, and then Fifth Doctor getting told off. They're my ones. And I guess as well, Nicholas Briggs did a really good performance as the best, and Jeffrey Brevis. That's everything.
Luke, what would you say your highlights are for this wonderful special?
All of it. But to be honest, I think I quite like the bits with the Fifth Doctor and John Dorney as Bob Dovey. I think those are some quite nice bits and whatnot. I also think the Sixth Doctor having to go at Straxus, that was some very strong stuff. And it's nice that the Sixth Doctor got that part of it. 8 and 4, very good chemistry together. That all went very well. And also, of course, Jeffrey Beavis as the Master and his bit at the end where he's just like, they're going to time ram me. And of course, all that's very nice stuff. And, yeah, there are so many. It's hard to choose. It's hard to go through them all, but there are a lot of good moments in this.
Okay, Taylor.
Most of it has already been said. I mean, yeah, I quite liked it when Jeffrey was screaming that he was going to get time ram, whatever that is. Is it just like TARDISes crashing into his time?
I guess.
That's exactly.
Time monster.
All just ramming into each other.
Yeah.
Also, Straxus and Bob Dovey, I think they were great characters. Obviously, all of the Doctors, even like the first 3, it was just a nice touch to have like voice actors standing in for them and whoever they are. And yeah, I just think the whole thing was really well done, and I think it was better than the 50th, I'd say.
I'd say that as well.
Yeah.
It's a 50th anniversary, whereas then the Doctor really wasn't.
It's more an 8-year anniversary of New Who.
Yeah, and at least in like the end, they didn't have to bring back like Daleks, Sidemen. They just kept it. They had a new monster, I guess, by having the Vets. They also obviously have the Master. Whereas obviously down the Doctor, they have to bring back the Daleks and have time for it and everything. At least it's just sort of simple. They're sticking like 8 Doctors in there, and it's just a fun adventure which has a quite clever ending. I quite like the machine. I'm not sure what it's called. It's something bomb. I can't remember. I like the idea of this bomb, whatever it is. That obviously.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Don't go too far. Don't do what I did.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like this. I know I can't really pick a standout scene apart from probably 4 and 8. They were great together. Even though they sort of disappeared halfway through part 1, and you never see them again for the second half of part 2. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. Sort of left for a bit. But well.
Okay, Kai.
Standout scene also would have to be the 4th Doctor and 8th Doctor got seen together. And the scene where Charlie's in the TARDIS and we get all the flashbacks to the previous companions like Sarah Kingdom and Turlo and stuff like that. So that's a nice little scene. The scene with the 5th Doctor and Bob Dovey in the house are quite creepy, especially when the Master comes up on the screen. And yeah, I'd have to say the last scene with 8th Doctor and Charlie going to Bob Dovey's house and him getting a bit arsy at him. That's what the reason that we all know. And probably that really last effect on the thing where we call the Doctor saying it's time to go to their companions. That's kind of well used.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my highlight. Yeah.
With the original theme over that, that's a beautiful.
Yeah. It all just worked. Time to go.
It's great. As everyone said, the banterlicious 4th and 8th, because they're just banter. Yeah, it's just banter flying out of those two. You mentioned those two, just banter happens. Yeah. We had the little references to previous adventures like the Dalek Invasion of Earth and all that sort of stuff. And subtle little references throughout just makes it brilliant, with using most of the companions and, including the first 3 Doctors, so they weren't excluded in this, just made it just more of a strong story, as it were. 'Cause they did add
And I've got a highlight scene
story
that I
and
forgot to mention. Sorry, I've got a highlighted scene that I
Okay.
forgot to mention. It's when all 8 Doctors come together and then cut in the TARDIS, and then Colin says, "It's time to fight back." And then you think, yes.
Oh yeah.
It's time to fight back.
Punching the air.
Yeah. Bloody cool.
Oh, just getting the image of your head of all the Doctors flying their TARDISes towards the Master. That's a strong moment. That's a
That
strong
would be
visual.
brilliant.
Yeah, you can just see all the TARDISes. It's like the Day of the Doctor, as it were, when they were saving Gallifrey. That's the sort of picture I get in my head. But in the
Except this time it
comic-
actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
And then the Master,
not much.
and the Master's having a sweaty brow because he's trying to get away. You can get, oh bloody hell. What will I do? They're going to time ram me.
I'm ram me.
It's like the Mind Probe all over again.
Oh no! Don't do the mind. No, not the mind.
Oh,
Probe.
no.
Don't
No,
do that
not the
again.
mind probe.
No, not the mind probe.
So
A funny Whovian High Council outtake.
I don't think he's released that yet.
No, he hasn't even released the invasion. And that was 3 weeks ago.
Still love you, Matthew. You do a great job.
Yeah,
You're doing brilliant, Matthew.
You're fantastic.
Forget I didn't even say that. If you're watching it.
So yeah,
No, you're brilliant, Matthew.
You are brilliant, Matt. One of the big points is, does this work as a 50th anniversary special, and does this top the Day of the Doctor, and is this the highlight for the 50th anniversary year for you? So if we start off with Kai.
Yes.
Yes.
More people
What are you
than
going to do? A simple yes.
It's fake.
It's all that needs saying. It's all that needs saying.
It does. Okay, Taylor.
Yes.
I think it's all going to be yes. But
We can't be bothered to explain.
That,
Just explain
Yeah,
it.
Okay, Luke.
I'm going to expand on yes and say of course.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but to be honest, it really was. I didn't actually listen to it in the 50th anniversary year. I listened to it in early to mid 2014, so I wasn't really in the celebratory spirit as much. But I feel it definitely was the highlight of that year for me. You know, definitely trumps the Day of the Doctor. I can think of quite a lot of things wrong with Day of the Doctor, but this I can't think of too many. You know, and as was said earlier, it feels like a celebration of the whole of Doctor Who, not just the recent 8 years and whatnot. And it's kind of like in the same style as the 5 Doctors, where it feels very celebratory. Whereas the 3 Doctors and the Day of the Doctor, well, the 3 Doctors is a good story, and the Day of the Doctor, it's a good story. Yeah, you know, overall, the light at the end is a very good story, and a very definitively Doctor Who story.
Yeah, well said.
That is it. Matthew's joined. Huzzah, huzzah. He's appeared after us talking about the wonderful Whovian High Council.
Mm.
That's why he's arrived.
He's arrived.
Hello, Matthew. If that's
Is Matthew there?
Your nice
Yeah.
profile picture.
don't know what you're doing, but I approve. I
Them
approve.
duck lips. Those duck lips.
Can you hear us, Matthew?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's gone.
Oh, he's
Oh.
gone. Bye.
That moment where it dawns on you that it wasn't a profile picture, and it
Yeah.
was actually his
It's actually
screen
Matthew.
frozen.
You was joking around. Thanks for the 10 seconds, Matthew.
But
Thanks, you
I
guys.
think it definitely works. I think it works as a 50th special because it's got subtle references, it uses companions, it uses all the Doctors in an effective way, and it uses everything we love about Classic Who. You know, because it's got the Gallifrey talky stuff, it's got the action. It uses everything we love about the classic series and puts it into one story, and a love note to Doctor Who from Nick Briggs.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the 50th, definitely. There we go. So it's time to go on to the big important
No,
thing,
I haven't
rating.
said anything yet. You
Oh,
missed me
sorry,
out.
Tom, go. Sorry.
You missed me out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, you should be ashamed, Ben. Yeah,
Just
absolutely. It
I'm gonna
is
leave
a
now.
true.
Take over, Tom, please.
It's a true
go
50th.
cry in your shame.
Right, I'm disappointed in you, Ben. Really disappointed.
I'm in the
But
corner.
yeah, it is. Sorry?
I'm in
Oh.
a corner crying.
You're gonna cry in the corner about what he's done. Anyway, now we get to say it. Penguin's cutting me off. And yeah, go cry about Series 7, your stupid love for it.
Go
Yeah.
cry about them about to time ram you.
And Series 7,
Oh,
think
Calm down, ladies. Calm down.
about We're fighting on the Big Finish fans. Go on, let's not get crazy. Alright, I can say it now. Yes, it is a really good 50th anniversary. It does top Day of the Doctor. You know, they bring all the Doctors in, they try and make it as classic as possible. Day of the Doctors, well, the Day of the Doctor, sorry, they didn't do that a lot, and I don't call it a 50th anniversary special. For a story, yeah, but not for a celebration for an anniversary, no. But yeah, for 50th anniversary, the Light of the End, it's an approve. It is much better than Day of the Doctor, and I think it's the best way to celebrate the 50th alongside the adventure of space and time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Ben, you can stop crying now. Get back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back
Yeah.
here.
Yes, here we are.
Yeah.
So the final thing we can do is rate this story. So, Tom, because I forgot you, you go first. Story, Tom, rate the story.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I rate Light to the End a 9 out of 10. I think that's the perfect solid rating for this story, is a 9 out of 10. Hello, Matthew.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Alright, you can get on to something else now.
Yeah. Should we go to Matt? So, Matt, what do you think of the light at the end?
I listened to it a few months ago now, but I can't really remember much of it. I'll go by memory. But yeah, I really like this mainly because this was the sort of thing I would like to see for the actual 50th. I mean, you had all the surviving classic Doctors in one story, which is just great, and Jeffrey Beavers as the Master was brilliant. And I love the plot as well. You know how it sort of revolves around this one guy's life and all that sort of stuff, and the Doctor's going out of time. I really like that, and overall, I can't remember much of it after re-listening to it. I would have today if I knew I was going to be on this, but oh well. But yeah, I really did like it, and it was the 50th I would have liked to see on the TV. But yeah, well done, Big Finish on this one.
So, what would you rate it?
I'd rate. Oh god, I'd rate it. I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Yes, the 9 Club.
Yeah, the 9
Club.
club.
Sounds like the Knights Club instead of the 9.
Yeah, I did that for Kill the Moon. Join the number 3 club.
I'm still in that club. Still in
No.
that club right now. Kylie's gonna
I just not too happy about that.
No funny. Not getting onto this. You've done it all fast. Not getting onto it. It's all jokes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's all banter.
it's just banter. It's banterlicious. Yes, that's what it
And
is.
delicious.
Worthy of the fourth
Yeah.
and eighth Doctors.
There's more banter in here than the fourth and eighth Doctor, like you said, Luke.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, Taylor, what would you rate this story?
Me,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be joining the 9 club today. I'll
No.
join the 9.5 club.
Oh,
Right. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, did not. I thought you were gonna rate it lower than that.
The point 5 is just because I found the pacing for the start of part 2 to be a little slow, and also the first Doctor didn't convince me by who played him, William Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't really convince me, but either way, it's nice to have him in. But as it wasn't perfect, 9.5.
I'm
I think
surprised. I'm very happy.
For Dare the Doctor, that would get a 7.5.
I would give it a 7.
I'd rate it higher personally, but I'm a Series 7 lover, so.
Wait, what did you give it 7?
Day the Doctor.
Alright. I'll go even lower.
5,
Oh.
4,
Oh,
3.
Well, as an episode, I'd give it a 7. As an anniversary, I'll give it a 3.
3 club
that's.
for Day the Doctor.
Anyway,
I'd give it an 8 out of 50 because those are the only 8 years it celebrates.
Ah,
Uh,
Okay, Luke, what would you rate this story?
26 out of 50 because it's only allowed to celebrate. No, I'm
oh,
joking.
come on, say
In
9.
fact, actually, I'm joining the 9 club. I'm joining the 9 club.
9 club.
Okay, 5.
well, I should be a bit more crossed off because you've offended me twice in as many minutes. But,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that, Kai.
yeah, with your kill the mooning and your 0.5s. But yes, but anyway, the point is, I give it a 9 out of 10. Obviously,
Yeah.
there are pacing imperfections, but sort of cracking stories. So a 9 out of 10, most definitely.
Yeah, I would rate it possibly. It's either an 8.5 or a 9.
9.
It's one of those.
Oh,
9.
Give it a 9.
I'm going 9 because Kai's said I'm going 9. So I'm joining the 9 club.
Yay!
Let's have a party. Party.
Party.
Right.
9 club.
Am I the only one not in the 9 club then?
Yes.
No, you're in the 9.5 club.
well, you're a bit positive.
I'm a loner.
Yes.
You're looking like P-Suite at the club.
there.
On your own.
We're all
So you
9s.
get nicer furniture, but no one to talk to.
You're
Yeah.
Kai, what is your evil
You're-
twin rater?
My evil.
Oh, Bob Baker. Baker.
I'm just asking.
Kai's evil twin. So Bobby Baker loves it.
He's
Probably
going to
not.
ask him now. He's going.
Well, I'd say possibly about 5 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's a 5 out of 10. It's not
Jesus Christ.
as good as a dirty bottle, I'll tell you that. But bloody brilliant, but no, it's yes.
God, you're kidding me.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you, Bobby. Now, just piss off.
Oh,
Damn, Bobby.
Sorry about him. He's a bit of a.
damn. Oh. I think that's covered it for the review. Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you rate it?
Yeah, I give it a 9. I'm in the
Yeah,
9.
you did. Yeah.
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 All of it.
So, if you want to check out Light at the End too, because it's a banter story and definitely does sum up 50 years of Doctor Who brilliantly. So there we go.
You've got fantastic jumping
Here's
on.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
right.
So now,
Should we go and look?
We're doing
Should we
questions.
look at the questions?
Yeah, I've got the questions. Do you want me to read them?
Yeah, if you've got them up.
Alright. First question, oh god, is from Adam the Ultimate Whovian, loyal one from the Whovian High Council. He says 4th and 8th are stupend. Oh, I can't say that word.
stupendous.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, my English. 6 is great, and I will never stop enjoying hearing Sylvester and Sophie together. What do you think of Batman Arch's Time War animation stories? If you guys seen them, what do you think he does with the 8th Doctor as Justice's big finish? So that's what Batman Arch does with his 8th Doctor adventures.
I haven't seen much of his videos, so I can't really say.
All I can say is he does an absolute brilliant job.
I'm gonna say he does it brilliantly because he's managed to create an alternate universe for the Eighth Doctor in the Time War, and obviously he incorporated Big Finish into that with Lucy Miller, and that's definitely worth checking out. Miller and I is probably one of the strongest from Series 3, and it's a very blockbuster-esque series, the Eighth Doctor, the final series with McGann, and I think you'll enjoy them, Kai. I think I would say he's the best sort of animation person on YouTube for Doctor Who. But sadly, I think he's packed it in now. I think the Eighth Doctor was his last big hurrah, as it were, because he had a lot of difficulty making it. So I think they're a great series and definitely worth checking out if you haven't already.
Well, give me a link and I'll check him out.
Yeah, he's done 3 series of them.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. It's interesting to see how he dealt with the Time War with the Eighth Doctor. It's definitely worth seeing the Eighth Doctor at a breaking point at the end of a series. It's interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. Move on to the next question.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Alright. This one's from Dr. Khan. He says, I've listened to The Light at the End and loved it. Do you think Nicholas Briggs should be the next showrunner for Doctor Who?
No.
I would say no as well.
Would you?
Yeah.
Not because he's a bad writer, but because he's more into Big Finish is more part of his largeness. He's like he likes the classic era and he knows how to write for that. I think he'd be a good writer, just maybe not a good showrunner. I don't know if he's ran any TV shows before. Maybe a bit more experience in the TV show.
I would like him to write, but not do showrunning, because he's does a lot of work with Big Finish. So yeah, write for a TV story, fair enough, but not.
But I think the stories would be too. I want to say too action-packed, I guess, because all of these stories are sort of action and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think New Who.
Well, some of them are comedy, not very good for Nicholas Briggs. Exile.
Yes, Exile. Great for Exile. I think most of them are generally good though.
I just think that New Who needs character stories, and I don't think Nick Briggs could do it as well as others could. He's more of a,
He did really well in Dark Eyes 1. Really well.
And To the Death is the most tragic thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
one of the most shocking endings ever. That ending still shocks me.
Have you got it, Tom?
Yeah, I've got it. Even though I haven't got all the Fourth Doctor adventures, I still know what happens, even though I still know what happens in it.
You mean the Eighth Doctor?
Yeah.
I would like to see Nick Briggs at least do a Dalek, because I think he's can bring the Daleks back to what they were.
Yeah, that's
As I've
what I
said
say
many
as well, yeah.
He's proven it, yeah. He's proven he can write the Daleks.
As a showrunner, possibly. It'd be interesting to see where he would take the new Doctors, because each producer has their own era. So I think Nick Briggs would definitely take it in a new direction and obviously freshen the show up, because obviously you need to keep the show revitalised, because Doctor Who is all about change. So I think it would be definitely an interesting move to see what he would do with it.
Is everyone finished with the question?
Next question.
Yeah,
Alright,
next
next
question.
Alright. This is Pitch Skull Black, and he says, what are your thoughts on the Sixth Doctor Last Adventures box set, Adventure Advice, coming out September? Well, we've already said that anyway.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Well, you haven't said it, Matthew, so
Yeah.
you can put your opinions on it.
Well, I don't really know much about it. I shouldn't have read anything about it. But isn't it like they're going to be doing sort of like a regeneration thing for the Sixth Doctor, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what they're
the
going to
Alright.
build up to its regeneration in Time and Narani.
Oh, okay, right. I was just double checking. That's what I thought, but I didn't look like a fool. I was like already a mega big
Yeah.
Finish fan. But yeah. I think it's a really good idea. I mean, after you had quite a crap send off in Time in the Rani. And I think I think it's a good idea, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm thinking the Valiar being in it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that'll be interesting as well. Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
You covered that one.
Yeah, we covered it. Alright.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
but Mel's in it, isn't she? Oh dear.
Yeah, partially,
Oh.
but Mel in Big Finish is a lot better than the TV run. I'll give it.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not as screamy. She's a lot more. What's the word?
Of a
Bearable.
character.
Yeah,
Bit more bearable.
yeah, bearable. That's the word.
All right.
And yeah,
Alright.
yeah, she's not as screamy as well and annoying.
Well,
But anyway, next question.
I don't
Piers Moore. Sorry.
I don't want to listen to her scream.
No, I don't think there is one that she screams loud.
Scream.
Anyway.
Blame yourself.
Next question is from Piers Moore Connor, and he says, "Can you explain the plot for Sirens of Time? I mean, I've listened to it yesterday and didn't get it at all." Yeah, it is a confusing one, and you've got to listen to it very carefully. But some things don't make sense, like the ending of episode 1's cliffhanger, where well, I won't see what happens, but it doesn't get realised.
Yeah,
Or resolved.
None of
None of it gets resolved.
Yeah, none of the cliffhangers get resolved, which is a big negative.
What happened to the 7th Doctor? Something big happened to the 7th Doctor. And then, you know, he was all fine and dandy in episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found parts 1 and 4 to be a mess.
I didn't like episode 4. Episode 2 and 3 I think are the best.
Yeah, I'd agree
I
with that.
think episode 2 is the best.
Yeah, it's an alright, it's not the best thing in the world.
In a way, it's sort of its own story. Episode
Mm.
2, quite separate from the rest.
Yeah, I don't really see a good link. Yeah, it's not really anything you consider getting, because it's not the best.
Yeah.
Well, this one is this interesting question. I've never listened to any Big Finish. I am only just here as I have nothing to do.
I'm pleased to
Well, thank you very much for being here anyway.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. Here's an interesting one from Ultimate Hoovian 2000. He asks, can he set a Dalek on fire?
One petrol.
My answer would be check Ian's not in it first.
Is that your dream to burn Daleks? If so, you should pursue it because always reach high. If you want to get a Dalek, burn it. Spend a couple of grand on it, and then just get a bit of petrol and recreate Death to the Daleks with whack it with a couple of sticks.
Daleks getting killed by sticks.
Yeah.
Not very masters of the universe, aren't they?
Oh, the hissy fit, the best. The hissy fit.
And Nick Briggs likes this story.
He's its biggest fan.
The biggest Death to the Dalek fan.
I love the cliffhanger at the end.
I did like it.
I love the cliffhanger at the end of part 3 where I think it's part 3 where they just look at it and say, wait, go back, and it's just like a tiled
Oh yeah,
floor.
did they just zoom on the floor? Oh no. A red pattern floor.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
oh my
the
god.
true
that floor
monster of the story has finally been revealed.
Oh my god, the feng shui is completely off.
Brilliant. Do you want to go on to the next question?
Yeah, I think we've covered it.
Yeah, we have.
Daleks.
Yeah, burning Daleks and all that.
Yeah.
Last of the Time Lord says, I am looking to start slowly getting into Big Finish, and I was wondering what story would you advise to start with? P.S. I love the 4th Doctor's staff being worn up. Thank you very much. Like that, I might get mine next week. Definitely get a 4th Doctor scarf.
No, I got one.
Yeah. I would start with Light of the End, as we've just been reviewing. It's a great start.
Great stuff.
I would start with Blood of the Daleks.
Yeah, that's a good
That's if you want to do the Doctor line.
Yeah. I would start with the Light of the End so you can get a taste of all the Doctors at
Yeah.
once in one audio.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But this is my first ever Big Finish, and I think, and as you know, as someone who's starting out on Big Finish, I think like the end is definitely a place to start out on. Definitely.
Yeah, we covered this in the first hangout we did.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So go and watch that. Check.
Yeah.
I'd advise starting with Immortal Beloved, as it's great and every
No,
Wonderful,
Well,
isn't it?
burn it.
10 out of 10.
The best audio they've ever done in More Beloved.
I
Yeah,
waited for like 3 months for it,
Oh,
and it didn't deserve like a day. It was shit.
It was. It's terrible and it needs to be burned to the stake. It's terrible.
Whack it with some
forget
sticks.
burning Daleks, burning that instead.
Burning More Beloved with the Daleks.
Yeah.
Not the Dalek.
Awful story.
I've got it downstairs because I'm selling it at the moment.
Do you know, why bother keeping it? Unless you're a collector, keep it, but to be honest, why
Yeah,
keep it if it's crap and you're never going to listen to it again?
Yeah, I could get like 5 or 6 quid for it, and then get another Big Finish, which is hopefully good. So
Yeah, get like, I don't know, whatever ones there's so many other good ones. Yeah, spend your money on something different.
Yeah. The only way you can enjoy it is burning it, and that's the only satisfaction you get out of it. It's basically just burning money, basically, with that story.
Yeah, you just waste the money. I keep it for collection's sake. Do you want to move on to?
I'm thinking about selling spare parts as well, because I can get a lot of money for it. So.
Cool, really want to sell that one?
I don't enjoy it. I'm not going to be a collector because obviously I'm a bit too late because half of them, I mean most of them, are out of print from the first one to 50.
Well, you will get a lot of money for spare parts. Probably around about 20 quid. 20
Oh, I love to get spare parts. I love it.
Considering I don't really enjoy spare parts, I'll probably.
I like spare parts, but it's not as good as everyone says it is. I do enjoy it. I can, the Sidemen I do like it, and the
I think
story.
Big Finish listeners disagree with you there. Most of them disagree with you, I'd say, Big Finish listeners.
Yeah, I know. Everybody did. Everybody disagreed with me.
Yeah. I remember you putting that in the chat and said, "Why spare parts is one of the most overrated stories ever." A lot of people disagreed.
I was like, alright then, whatever. I still don't like it much.
It's I still find it good. It's not the worst thing ever.
I found it really, really, really slow and boring.
Probably because of the Fifth Doctor.
Pretty much. That is it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
the Fifth Doctor.
I like the idea of the cyber policeman.
That was good. I like that. Was there a cyber horse as well, or something like that?
I think you're thinking of
cyber horse.
Cyber horses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the dark moment
no.
where it was like a person half converted, like one of those, like a human half converted, and it was whimpering. That was a really dark scene. I like that. Anyway, I think we're done, are we? Do you want to move on to the next one?
the train fan asks, do you think Big Finish should adapt all of the Virgin books?
No.
No way to adopt.
That's a lot to adapt.
Yeah, exactly. Not
And
all
some
of
of them I don't think they should.
No, especially the more adult ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, some of them they could, change, but no.
Adapt,
There are good ones out there, of course.
adapt the best and most well received ones, I'd say.
I am happy they're adapting the World Man at War.
And
Happy
damaged
about that.
goods. Damaged goods, I'm looking for.
And damaged goods.
And damage good as well. Yeah.
I would like to see the Dying Days adapted because they got to change some things in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brigadier's presence would have to be changed.
Does it
Yeah.
feature in much, actually? Does it feature in the Dying Days much? I always really liked it. Or am I getting that wrong? Was it a copy of Martin?
Mm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I would say no, but you've got to think about your wallet for a collector. You're going,
Come.
alright, is this book coming out?
You're quite quiet, Ben. You need to turn your mic up. Or turn the sound up.
Yeah. You've got to think about your wallet with the novel adaptation because with all these special editions going out, I don't think your wallet can handle it. Hence.
Yeah,
Yeah, your money goes.
yeah, that's why I got the standard editions.
I do it because it looks beautiful. Tom Webster drags me into it. Although I'm more of a collector sort of person.
Let's see. Next question.
Yeah, the next question.
Move on to the next one. Right.
Yeah.
Whovians are us. Will you guys be getting the Third Doctor Adventures Volume 1?
Yes.
What was that?
No,
Are you getting the Third Doctor Volume 1? The Third Doctor Adventures Volume 1.
Oh right, yeah, that'll be intriguing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thought-
I like
I
that
thought
one.
thought Ben
It's
would like
rather not used that well, or used not that much, the Third Doctor in Big Finish.
Yeah, he's the
Obviously,
underdog.
his companions of past now, so his companion chronicles are kind of fewer. But now they're kind of recharging that by having Tim Treelaw play the narrator who also voices the Doctor. So I thought, Ben, you might get that.
All right.
it's a no-brainer for me to get. It's Pertwee. Can't go wrong with Pertwee. Pertwee is magic. Pertwee is life. Pertwee is just the bomb.
Oh, he is the
Yeah, so
bomb.
it's a no-brainer.
I think it's a clever compromise, though, because there's this big debate about whether Big Finish should recast people. And I think it's a clever medium here by getting Tim Treelaw, who voiced the Third Doctor in The Light at the End, incidentally, to voice the narrator, who at the same time does the lines of the Third Doctor.
Yeah, then people who don't like the recasting,
Yeah, that's a happy
people who
medium.
don't like the recasting, that just say that he's playing the narrator, and people who do like recasting could say he's playing the Doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a clever thing, but I don't think I'm going to get it anytime soon, once it's budgetary constraints. But yeah, I'll be interested to hear what the reviews are going to be like.
I'll probably wait until some reviews until I get it. Stop the.
I think I'm going to pre-order it pretty soon because it's just a box I'm really romantic.
Oh, it's Pertwee. You can't go wrong with you. It's Pertwee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till nearer the time, I think.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I
probably
might do
won't
that.
pre-order it.
I might wait as well.
And see what
Yeah.
else Big Finish announce in the meantime.
Probably another Ranger, another Ranger we can't resist.
They've been nice quite a bit this month.
What's the next question?
Oh, what do you think about the Unbound series?
Oh yes,
Oh, that's directly to Kai.
I've answered that one yet. Haven't seen
And
it.
yeah,
Well,
Kai's just reviewing it. I would say I am getting tempted by it, by Kai's really persuasive reviews of it. Yeah, basically what Unbound is going outside Doctor Who's TV continuity and trying out and experimenting pretty much with a what if scenario. Like, what if the Doctor never left Gallifrey? What if he was never unit scientific advisor? And it seems really interesting of them experimenting. So I am tempted to looking into Unbound.
and it's a clever way because that means if it's set outside the TV continuity, you can recast the Doctor with actors who haven't played it before. Like there's David Warner, who's playing the Doctor. There's Jeffrey Bailden, who's playing a First Doctor. And there's Michael J. still returning as the Valiard in a different capacity to his continuity stories, where he won at the end of Child of Time Lord. So it's really, really good stories, and the sequels to the first two releases are really good as well. Storm of Angels and Masters of War. But like I replied to you in the comments, if you subscribe to my channel, you can get updates on those videos. So please, subscribe.
Oh, this is a good question that Ultimate Whovian 2000's brought up. If we finished, have we?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Alright. Ultimate Whovian 2000 says, do you guys think it would be cool if Big Finish do their own story about a war with the Cybermen and the Daleks? Think about that.
I'm not fond of that idea, to be honest.
No,
Unless
I'm not.
the Cybermen don't get their ass kicked in it, like Doomsday. That'd be fun.
That's why I don't like Doomsday. It ruins the song.
Yeah. So I wish Cybermen at least killed Daleks. They were just completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decimated.
No,
I feel sorry for
I think it's just an idea really for just like, for fanfiction stuff like that. Not like dirty fanfiction like that. Yeah.
So,
Plus, how could you do it on audio? It's a fight. It's a battle. It's more visual. If it's fighting, you can be Simon saying, we've just blown up a Dalek ship, and Dalek saying, we've just blown up a Cybermen ship.
Yeah. That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not really fond of that idea.
So that was a really nerdy Dalek voice. We've just blown up a Dalek ship.
And plus,
We will exterminate you.
It'll just all be Nicholas Briggs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicholas Briggs is
and plus,
fighting and doing his own dialogue.
He'll be talking to himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be him alone. Just
Mm.
recording just an audio. It's just him. He's the only cast member.
Probably started having voices in his head after a while.
I need to refresh
Dalek
the
Nicholas
page.
is typed by Nicholas Briggs, starring Nicholas Briggs with Nicholas Briggs.
Directed by
Also
Nicholas
written
Briggs
and directed by Nicholas Briggs.
and executive produced by Nicholas Briggs. And essentially,
and
Nicholas
plus
Briggs
it'd be
is the only
quite
one
a
involved.
series to finish.
Also features a
That'll
cameo
be quite a
appearance
hard-
from Nicholas Briggs.
They got a cameo from Nicholas Briggs playing a human. Voiced by Nicholas Briggs.
Called Nicholas. Yeah.
Called Nicholas Briggs and his son, Benedict Briggs.
That would be
And
quite
it's
a series to finish because you'll be taking sides on the monsters, Daleks versus Cybermen. It's going to be a bit of a hard one for fans to pick between those two. So it's
Yeah.
a bit of a difficult one.
Oh, well, I'm not really a fond of this question. I think we've finished, so this question I'm not too finny of. Do you guys think it would be cool if Big Finish did a story with the Eighth Doctor and the Weeping Angels? Well, I know that answer straight away. Would you guys? No. And I don't think the Weeping Angels, anyway, would be effective on audio.
Yeah, they would put it.
It would just be like, don't blink and all that, and you wouldn't see anything.
No.
A bit close to thinking, don't
we
blink.
don't-
He's just come towards me a bit more. Oh dear, I've just blinked. He's come towards me a bit more.
Yeah. There would
Yeah,
be.
the Big Angels are far too visual.
And, there would be no tension or no
That's
build-up.
exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
None of it. It would be, no, it won't be good.
Not good at all.
I'm not sure if there's any other questions left.
I think that's all the questions I think.
I'll refresh the page, just in
This
case.
is kind of like not related to Big Finish, but would you like to see the Weeping Angels with the 12th Doctor?
No.
Nah,
No.
No, I don't want them to come back.
no.
Yes,
Fine.
yeah. 12
Would-
would be interesting.
Yeah, I
Because
would.
of the eyebrows and
The attack eyebrows
Definitely
versus the
interesting.
Weeping Angel.
Yeah. It'll probably explode.
I want to see the Axon.
You probably would explode.
Holding your
I
stairs up.
wouldn't want to see the Axons back. Whoever said
No
that.
wonder.
I said the Axons.
I would love the Crinoid to come back. Would have been
Yeah,
wonderful.
Oh, the Crinoid, yeah.
Yeah, that would be quite good. But they both returned in
Marvelous monsters.
Both
as long as it doesn't
Like-
retread Seeds of Doom too much.
Hmm.
the Axons were good when they came back in the Feast of Axos. That was a good story. And yeah,
I haven't listened to it, but I got it.
I don't like the Claws of Axos. If anybody agrees. Apparently it is a Marmite
I
story.
think Ben really likes it.
I like it. It's not the best, but I like it.
I like it. It's a good story.
What?
I think I need to rewatch it again first.
I thought I'd like it, but I didn't. Yeah, I just found it. I don't know. I was just distracted by other things like the whole time. I just couldn't watch it.
Uh,
It just wasn't very engaging.
Oh, the Claws of Well, the Claws is probably one of my favourite stories of all time because I think it was my third story I saw of John Pertwee and it's just stuck ever since. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually stories like that do stay close to your heart, so that you make perfect sense.
That is true.
Frontier in Space.
Story, but not the best in the first story. Sorry, Luke, you were saying.
Yeah, I was just saying that Frontier in Space is one of those stories for me, like,
Oh,
where I watched it first and whatnot a long time ago. It's kind of remained close to my heart.
that is a cracking story. That is a really good story, in my opinion. Frontier in Space.
Yeah. Underrated.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It is, yeah. It isn't as bad as people make it out to be.
Nah.
Won't go too far like that.
I prefer it to Planet of the Daleks, incidentally.
Well, I'm not really the biggest fan on Planet of the Daleks either, but I think I would prefer it more a little bit.
Mm.
Maybe a little.
I prefer Planet of the Daleks to Evil. If that says anything.
Sorry, what was that?
I prefer Planet to Evil of the Daleks, and I love Evil and I love Planet. Planet's better for me. Yeah, just because
Well, Evil the Daleks, you need to more see it to get it.
yeah.
I think
I
Power
know
is
it's pretty good on audio. It is good on audio.
There's more questions
Great.
on the
Fantastic.
thing.
I think Power is a more visual story as well.
I love Power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
I do like it. I mean, I think it'd be a lot better actually watching it.
it. Well, a lot better.
The Massacre. The Massacre would be better.
Massacre has a brilliant end. One of the
Too
best
many
endings to any
characters.
story.
Too many characters for audio and more eyes.
Yeah.
Less
And Celestial deserves to come back.
No, of course.
Celestial, definitely.
A toy maker.
I rewatched or slash listened whatever The Crusade, like last week or sometime then. I didn't enjoy it.
It's alright. I enjoy it.
I did the first time, but I just don't enjoy it. I just no.
I like
Mm.
Compared
For mine,
to the Dark
some
Component,
things
I
aren't really as enjoyable on rewatch, to be honest. I find that with some things as well.
Rather leaves you cold, the story.
Is
I get that
Marco
sometimes.
Polo a good one to rewatch, considering it's so long and you sort of know what's gonna happen?
Nothing exists of it. Nothing. So it's all on audio.
That's what I mean. Well, yeah, re-listen to. Is it worth re?
Yeah. I think it's
Because
a really good one.
I've listened to it once and seen the telesnaps. But I thought, is it really that rewatchable considering you know what's going to happen?
Well, I don't think it's really re-listenable, really.
It's sort of a story which you sort of know what's going to happen all the time.
Well, yeah, it's like Robots of Death, but you can still see that to be a classic story, even though you know what's going to happen. It's like that a little bit.
I know
Robots
you
still
obviously
stands a classic.
I know you obviously know what's going to happen in every story, but this one in particular, I think it would ruin it.
Well, if you give it a long time, you usually forget about it, because I forgot how Light to the End ends. So yeah, sometimes if you don't listen to it a very long time, you'll probably forget it.
Anything else?
There are more questions.
Oh. I'll refresh the page. I don't see anyone.
I can't see anything.
Comments while
Just
they're
reloading.
reviewing.
I think when everyone's gone all home. Everyone back? Everyone here?
Oh yeah, there's one here from Taylor Presents. Why does Tom think Peter Davison is the best Doctor?
Who said that?
Some guy called Taylor Presents. I don't. No, it's not ringing a bell to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, one. For goodness sake, Taylor. Even you said that in my Q&A as well.
In that case, let's leave it for his Q&A.
Oh no, but I really want to find out because
You'll find out in his
go on a
Q&A.
rant. I want to see him go on a rant.
Also, I
Rant.
did put on the Big Finish Fans 2. What is the most special Big Finish to you? Like, yeah.
The most special big finish to you?
Master. My first and my favourite.
But yeah, that makes sense.
Mine's Genocide Machine. My first and possibly my favourite.
Do you know, I'm going to have to say Project Twilight. Because of the chemistry with the Sixth Doctor and Evelyn is staggering. So yeah, Project Twilight, I would say.
Probably Seasons of Fear because I just love that Eighth Doctor and Charlie, and the Nymon. Nymon actually get a decent story.
Yeah, not that Horns and Nymon crap.
I think for me, Light at the End and the Holy Terror is either one of them. It's like like the rest of you said, those are my two.
Frobisher.
Yeah, those are my two.
Badass heavy.
Frobisher, the badass detective penguin.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I love Frobisher.
Is just a question? Is the Maltese penguin the audio? Is that 2 hours long?
No, I think it's an hour. Just
It's only
1
one.
hour.
Sorry, Luke, you didn't get to say your one.
I'd probably go Masters of Earth, actually. It's
Masters of
really...
Earth.
That is a very good one.
Did you say Masters of Earth?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
That's the sixth beast.
That's a 9 out of 10.
That story made me fall in love with the Sixth Doctor.
Yeah, I've always said that. If you listen to a single Big Finish with Colin in it, you will fall in love with him.
That's true.
That's what it does with people. Good old Sixy.
Possibly not a lot of stories, but they've sort of written him as he was in the TV series, as it were. Like with Nightmare Flares, very much like a continuation of Revelation of the Daleks. Range Big Finishes gives us the better side of the Sixth Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Some of them from the Lost Stories for the Sixth Doctor don't think they would have worked. Like Leviathan. I don't see that to be working out.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the previous hangout, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. A Hollows of Time, though, with the what are they called? Tractators. That would have been
Yeah.
seeing them back.
And that would have had the Master in as well, had it gone out on TV.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Any other questions? I don't think so. Nope, that's everything.
One more double check, and that will be it. And then we'll wrap up and do promotions and all that jazzy stuff.
Snazzy stuff.
Could I maybe ask another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the scariest Big Finish? Or creepiest? And I'd have to go to a non-Doctor Who Big Finish. I'd have to go to the first Confessions of Dorian Gray, because nobody told me it would. Nobody told me it was a horror. So then it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and yeah. I didn't realise.
Scary story at midnight.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Somebody neglected to mention that, didn't they? Yeah.
That's mine. What are yours?
I don't think I've came across any creepy stories yet.
I think if it's just general Big Finish, there's one of the drama showcase stories called In Conversation with an Acid Bath Murderer.
Does that have Louise Jameson in it?
Yeah. Louis Jameson and Nigel Fair is one of the writers, yeah. But yeah, that's quite a creepy story. Like that Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's what Ayers Racid is, isn't it?
Yeah. But in terms of Doctor Who itself, it's my thoughts probably.
Well, it's not really scary, but I'll just go over the chimes of midnight, because the ticking clock in the background's really nice. Gives you chills. Guess that's the only thing really. It's not really creepy, but I just love that clock ticking in the background. I haven't really listened to anything creepy yet.
I think Crooked Man was quite creepy. Me. Had quite a few creepy ideas in it, but didn't really go too far with them. In the second part, I kind of trailed off with them. Master of Earth, I guess the Varga parts were quite creepy, but other than that, I wasn't too creepy. Rani Ali, but suspenseful in the whole Perry side of things. I won't go into details about that, but not necessarily creepy, but very suspenseful, I'd say.
Very intimidating, Rani.
That's probably the most suspenseful I've got about Doctor Who in ages.
For the Crooked Man, I would say similar to the Chimes of Midnight in the way that it kills something with stuff like plum pudding and book pages.
Plum pudding.
Yeah, I just remember plum. But I have to say, suspenseful wise, it's 1,000 Tiny Wings. That's always got suspense, no matter where you go. That is very suspenseful because you don't know where the foe is. And I can't wait to review.
Yeah, I can't wait you to show that off. What enemy does it feature? Because I can really tell by the trailer pretty much.
There's multiple sort
Oh,
of
there's multiple.
flows.
Yeah. A little bit more
There's
close
an
to
African tribe.
but the the Mau Mau guys.
Yeah, and and you've got these things which we can't really see because they are very, wow. I think using everyday things is more frightening, as John Toby always says, that it brings
Yeah.
it closer to home instead of having jelly coming towards you. It just works
Yeah.
having everyday things. That's why the Weak Angel works, because I think that's why they get the hype, because they're everyday.
Have you listened to the Architect's History then, Ben?
The first part, the first part.
The Architects of History. You listened to it.
Yeah, the first part of it.
Oh, right. Good trilogy so far, isn't it?
Survival of the Fittest was a bit of a drop. I didn't enjoy it much. It's about tiny wounds.
So, what's your favourite? Probably 1,000, I'm guessing.
And then possibly Klein's story. Klein's story is very good.
That's a nice little story.
That's a nice little extra.
Mm.
And you don't
In that
need to
case,
listen to Cold It.
No, you don't.
So you don't need to listen to Colditz to go to 1,000 Tiny Wings.
No, you do for 1,000 Tiny Wings, although actually you might not be. I'm just saying for Klein's story, it does give a bit of background to Colditz, Klein's whole story in a sense. So you don't need to listen to Colditz to know what happens there.
Ah.
Yeah, I have listened to Colditz anyway, just double checking.
I was going to say, Matthew, in that case, would you say the Holy Terror? That's quite suspenseful at times, creepy story.
Sorry, what was that?
You're saying, would you say the Holy Terror then? That's quite a creepy, suspenseful story at times.
Yeah, I think it's more suspense than actual, scariness. But yeah.
Yeah, it starts off comedic, but then it dives in really dark.
Yeah.
That's what Robert Shearman does really well.
Thank you.
I wouldn't call it creepy, but very suspenseful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's creepy.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't call it creepy, but I would call it suspenseful and chilling. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'd say parts 3 and 4 are quite gruesome and creepy. That's I'd just say that. I mean, with the baby thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh.
That thing.
The thing.
The thing was
In the end, I didn't really understand what it was. I just sort of went along and... No, I just didn't really know what it was. Yeah.
Maybe a re-listen to help you out.
Well, I understood why it was there, but...
Yeah.
Weird story, that one. But good.
Have we got anything else now, Ben?
Yeah, I think we've done everything.
No, that's all of it, I think.
I think so.
Have we done?
Yeah, should we do some promotions for each other's channel? And of course, we have the lovely Human High Council here to do a wonderful promotion towards the wonderful show.
I think Matthew can do that.
So I missed that again. I was looking at the comments, right? Sorry. Go.
Do you want to do like a promotion?
All right. Alright, sure, yeah. Right, so yeah, my channel is Scaramanas Productions, and we do the weekly podcast, Human High Council. It's sort of lost that weekly thing to it now because I've been quite busy and haven't uploaded them yet. But it will be uploaded. It will be uploaded last week's one. So yeah, I'm doing that. And I'm also doing news update videos on my channel, but there's no news at the moment, so it's rather kind of quiet. But yeah, Human High Council. We've got quite a few YouTubers in there, such as like Tom, Ben, Kai, Taylor, and many others. So yeah, go have a look at that if you want to.
Okay, Kai?
Yeah, just Mr. Fipster. I mainly at the moment review Big Finish audios, or have done a series of audios, not just part Big Finish. And it's not just Doctor Who. I review other series like Survivors, Dorian Gray, and at some point I'm going to review, when the series has ended, Dark Shadows Bloodlust, But yes, at the moment I'm in the middle of reviewing my series of reviews for Doctor Who Unbound, so check that out. And I'm going to release my review for Gallifrey Intervention Earth soon, at which point I will announce the next series of reviews I'm going to be doing continuously. So yeah, watch this space. Disturbance reviews out.
Taylor.
On my channel, 10%, I've got Big Finish reviews, which I've recorded 2. I've got, I think it's Jubilee and the... can't remember the other one. What did you request, Kai?
Hi, Davros. Oh no, it was the marrying. Was it the marrying conspiracy?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
recorded
I
it.
remember that.
Yeah, sometime last week I recorded that. And, yeah, I've got them and a few classic reviews and a vlog, and that's about it. But yeah. And also go check out all these guys' channels, like, even though they're gonna plug their channels, just in case you forget, or like do something else while they're talking. Yeah, subscribe to them all. They're great. Yeah.
Okay, Luke.
TARDIS Guy 123 mainly do Big Finish reviews and Doctor Who reviews, and next video should be higher science review, hopefully. So, I guess that's my little spiel, so to speak. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say, I guess.
Okay, Tom. You got some exciting.
Yeah, I got some snotty stuff coming. Yeah, tomorrow. Well, I should be edited it. I'll be edited tomorrow. I'll be uploading the Q&A video. So yeah, I've done some interesting questions. Some of them I'm a bit unsure about with all the Peter Davison stuff Taylor did. But yeah, anyway, I'll be uploading that tomorrow around about 4 to 6 o'clock area in the at evening time, and then I'll be. Also, I got quite an interesting announcement to start with the Q&A as well. Just have to wait and see what that is, and then I'll be announcing all the other videos to the days to come to celebrate 1,000 snazzy subscribers. So thank you for whoever subscribed. I really appreciate it. And subscribe to all these lot. They're all brilliant as well. Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all the links to these guys' channels because they deserve all the credit they can get, because they're all wonderful people and they just make these hangouts even more fun instead of just me blabbing on about Big Finish. And yeah, on my channel we've obviously got Big Finish reviews. There'll be a review of the Nightmare of Eden, quite a controversial story, and yeah, I'm going to be reviewing the 5 Companions and the Klein trilogy. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. There will be possibly 2 Big Finish fans in March. I'm not going to reveal what they are, just in case they don't go ahead as planned. But either way, there will be 1 Big Finish fan in March. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon in our next video. So for now, goodbye.